Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Mic check, mic check. It's Jez7780, what grinds my gears, and I am here with episode 2 of the Gaming Grindhouse. Yo, what's up, I hear everybody? Myself. Mic check, mic check. It's Jez70. There we go. I hear myself. How's everybody doing out there? How's everybody doing? Waiting on Frogs. Frog will be joining us in a little bit. So, what I wanted to do is I got the grinds board set up today. I want to thank everybody for the for hanging out with us last week and, checking out with the Gaming Grindhouse episode 1. Also, checking out the streaming that I've been doing on the channel. Thank you again. That's one of the topics, but, just a plug. We'll be doing Indiana Drake Part 3. I know my stream, I was seeing some crazy fuzziness and stuff like that. So I ran right out to Xfinity and said, you know what grinds my gears? Paying you and not getting good quality internet. So I got gigabyte internet, guys. And I'm coming to you with the flow and the grinds of 1 gigabyte internet right now. Still trying to work out the kinks, making sure everything's set up right. So hopefully those streams now will be running now at a crisp 1080, 60 frames per second, and I could be doing that stream. But with that, everybody, I would like to welcome everybody. Dominic, Social Join, CTR2, Buddy Cactus, the first one here, Buck Roger, Mr. Buck Roger himself, and Mog, what's up, Buddy Cactus, and everybody else pulling through. Thank you again, Grinders. Share out the video, hit that like button. We got some good topics for today, and if Frog comes in, we'll be chatting them with Frogs, but if not, you Mr. Grinds My Gears, and we'll just plug it through. But yeah, so with that, I like to welcome everybody to the Gaming Grindhouse. So, there he is, man. Right on cue, Mr. Frogs. How you doing?
Yeah, man, just having a good time sitting here playing some Far Cry 5.
Ooh.
Yeah, going through this game with a buddy of mine. You know him, little Yardy, and just having fun. We're killing cougars and killing what do they call these people? Pikeys? No, not pikeys. They call them something, pinkies or. All I know is, man,
yeah, I forgot
Peggies. There you go, Peggies. All I can tell you is, man, the Peggies remind me of Trump supporters.
Oh, shit.
I just gotta say it, man. Hey, man, at the beginning of that game, it was like some Washington D.C. Capitol Hill stuff. I was like, holy crap, get your guns ready.
Damn. Yeah, so is that your second time playing through that?
No, I've never played through it. Really? Never played through it. I played a little bit of it, and I never had anybody to play it with. To me, like, I think that Far Cry games, they're the way you play them, I think you want to experience them with the multiplayer, with somebody else in mind, because you can play through the whole story.
Yeah.
So it's fun. It's a really
cool,
fun
the
feeling.
Whole story is co-op. Yeah. I got to the end of that game, and I just picked up the expansion on
the new one
on sale. Yeah. So I didn't play it yet.
Yes. Now, see, that's the one I really want to play. I'm looking forward to it. I also downloaded wait, are we live?
Yeah, we're live, man. We are live. You came in right as the title screen went on.
Nice. So I also downloaded Rainbow Six for the PS5, and I must tell you, even though I think that the game, it ran well, okay on PS4, it runs really well. That I don't know what is a dynamic 4K, I'm guessing. And I don't think Rainbow Six has ever been really a great looking game. But what I will say is I can see myself having fun with this game, going back to it now after playing games like, Rogue Company and some other games. Because it's a slower paced game. Rogue Company it's skill, but, you have to and I kind of feel like Rainbow Six is like that too, because each character has their own different abilities. And once you find a character you get used to and you like, I kind of feel like Rainbow Six could be a game that I may pick up.
Like, did you buy it, or you got the base people?
I got what I did. I'm gonna tell you how I got a lot of my people. I just played through the hostage mode, and all that other stuff, and I would just get the tokens and I would buy people like that. That's how I got a lot of my people. Just because I would do hostage taker. But I could see it being something I'm playing more and more because what I realize is I'm looking for more multiplayer games to play with my friends. Rogue Company is only 4 players. Rocket Arena is 3 players. What
I
other
haven't tried
multiplayer
Rocket
games
Arena.
are there?
I downloaded it.
Rocket Arena is a blast. It's such a blast. It's such a excuse me.
Bless you.
It's one of those games that you play, and Rocket Arena has a feel of kind of like an Overwatch-ish kind of game, kind of like that, but kind of like a Smash Brothers.
It's
feel
free with EA. Well, it's included in EA Play, I think.
It was a free game. It was Rocket Arena was a free game.
It was a PlayStation Plus game.
It was a PlayStation Plus, yes.
Yes.
And then what I'll say is it has a Smash Brothers kind of Overwatch feel. Like you get to a certain percentage, like Smash Brothers, you can get smacked out the arena.
Oh shit!
But you can come back in and you can keep fighting, and there's different game modes. It's pretty. What I'll say is it can be addictive once you learn. Once again, it's one of those things you got to learn a character, find out what character you like, and you got to play. And I think that when you get games like that, I'm starting to like that, and I'm gonna tell you, I used to be the big Ubisoft fan back in the day, back in like the Rayman days on my PlayStation 1. I would say between last generation to this generation, I've declined on a lot of their games. Like this generation especially, like I'm not the biggest Ubisoft fan. I kind of feel like they've become
the only one that stands for me is Far Cry. Like I like Far Cry. I'm excited for Far Cry 6. I'm excited about Far Cry 6 because of the actors they have in it. They have top tier actors.
Oh,
Buckeye said the first Rayman game was the best. The new Raymans were pretty good. They stopped making those.
Yeah, the new Rayman is really good.
Yeah, they stopped making those things.
Or I should say the last Rayman that came out at the launch of the PS4 and the Xbox One. That was a really good Rayman. Yeah. I would tell you this, though. I would say to this day, from last generation, my favorite Ubisoft game, hands down, has to be Assassin's Creed Black Flag. As far as like all the Assassin's Creed I played them all. Assassin's Creed Black Flag I had the most fun with. And then I'll probably say, outside of that, Far Cry, it's like Far Cry 5 came out. I'm sorry, 3 came. It was at end of the console era. Then 4, then 5, and it just kind of seemed like they came out. They were kind of like, hey, let's do one every other year. And I was like, you know what? When you got a big open world game like this, you don't need to produce those games like a Call of Duty where it's every other year, every year.
Yeah.
Same with Assassin's Creed. We don't need an Assassin's Creed every year. I think in my personal opinion, give me an Assassin's Creed every 3 years. Give me a Far Cry game every 3 years. I think let a person miss that game.
We don't have a release date for that Far Cry, right? There's no release date. I don't see. I'm looking. I'm gonna check. I don't think there's a release date for that Far Cry. But
I think they took their release date back, if I'm not mistaken. They said I think it's July. I want to say it was July, but I want to say it's July. That's the new release date.
Damn.
Because if you remember, it was supposed to come out at launch with the PlayStation 5. Yeah. And so now it's basically, I think it's and it's kind of like this.
It's been erased.
It's been erased. I don't know when it's coming out. Arnold just said it's been erased. Oh, snap. Yeah.
It's kind of like a lot of games this year. What has happened is they've come out and they've just been delayed. We've heard barely not. I mean, think about it. That Prince of Persia remake. I'm hoping that Ubisoft takes a key.
Nobody wants to see that.
I'm a
Prince
huge.
of Persia was good, but like the old.
Yes, I'm a huge Prince of Persia fan, but that remake looks like straight crap.
The remake. I love remake trash. The thing is,
Ubisoft, I'm just
they
gotta reboot the system. They gotta reboot the entire system.
But they
bring something new.
Well, they tried rebooting Assassin's Creed, and they tried rebooting it in the sense of making an RPG and a grind fest.
And that's the wrong thing. I think they did.
And I'll tell you this right now: if you tuned in last week, it was in the trading pile, right? Assassin's Creed, Ass Creed, as I like to call it. Let's call it Ass Creed at those sirens. Ass Creed goes into the trading pile. I looked up the value of it with my bonus. It is worth a blazing $18.75.
Wow! I thought you were gonna say 13. I was gonna guess and say 13. Yeah, I was figuring 13. It's on sale too,
$30. So I got Phil Nest. The Assassin. I got Asta Nest, whatever the hell I'm gonna call it. But
wait, how much $18? Did you get it on sale when it was $29?
Yeah, I don't buy Ubisoft games full price. I paid a nice $29.99. for that game.
Oh yeah.
And I will be getting my $18+ back for
Poo Persia.
Poo Persia. Oh snap! So Ass
Persia.
Creed to the trade-in bin. So Ass Creed goes to the trade-in bin. I haven't installed the Phoenix yet, but I definitely
you'll like
play.
that game.
I bought a bunch of games on that sale. So I bought a bunch of games. I bought Code Phoenix or the Code Vein. I'm sorry.
Phoenix.
Shit! Nick says Ass Bleed.
Code Vein.
Code Vein. I bought I got the New Dawn, so Far Cry New Dawn, which I want to play that. And then I also got Ni no Kuni for an amazing robbery steal of like I think it was $9 or $8 for the definitive edition. $9 for the definitive edition of Ni no Kuni 2.
Yeah.
Damn, I played about 4 hours of the game 2 years ago and traded back. Well, guess what? It came back and I was playing it, man.
Hey,
the combat's friggin' awesome. And it looks great, too.
That's one of those games you got to sit down and you got to really... Yeah, but Ni no Kuni is a game you got to sit down and you got to really... You got to be prepared to put like 40, 60, maybe 80 hours in. That game, it's not long, but just if you're gonna dive deep into it, you can put 40, 50, 60 hours.
The story is a little weak, and know what else? They got a lot of cool mechanics in that Ni no Kuni 2. Like the whole like battle system where you have like the big war where you kind of like using units and stuff like that, and then you have your traditional kind of Final Fantasy 7 remake ones. But I'm waiting for some updates in. And I don't think I have it on the grinds board, but like basically the Last of Us possibly getting a PS5 update, and also the Final Fantasy 7 remake in that update, because I really want to finish Final Fantasy 7 remake whenever I have time, because right now we're in a lull. Like I flew through Miles Morales, I beat it twice. I'm crawling through Demon Souls, but Demon Souls you got to have the mental gymnastics to want to sit there and I'm gonna play it tonight. You know what I mean?
And I think because I had Demon Souls so early when the PS5 came out, that's why I just flew through it like guacamole sandwich, velocity of digestive tract. I think that I got in there, I beat it, I played it, I enjoyed it. I went back, played some more, but not enough of my friends had it. So by the time I put it down, then my friends started.
That's why you're all leveled up when we went in there and when we went in there together and
I'm just killing everything, but.
Yeah,
and the Miles Morales, I haven't even really played it. I played
beat it twice.
I think I played 4 hours into it.
100% the freaking game. My God, that was awesome.
I put 4 hours into it, and I put it.
I'm almost done with Bug Snacks Game of the Year. Bug Snacks, almost done with that one. I got a couple more.
That's another world to open up. I put 4 hours into it and I put it down.
Yeah, and I'm plugging away at Dirt 5. I've been doing that. Dirt 5, man. I just got that. I'm interested in that. I've been hooked to that stupid game just to drive, like just go, man. It is. I tell you, the triggers are crazy. Like, so I was figuring out today. So when you do like the ice racing, while I was on the snow slopes, right? When you hit your brakes have like no tension to them because you have no grip. But when you have like grip, you feel the tension in the brakes when you you could click it when you hit the left trigger. But when you're on the ice, it doesn't click. Like it just goes right down. Like it has no resistance.
You feel like you're on ice.
Yeah, it has no resistance.
That's cool.
I'm gonna tell you, people, whoever has the PlayStation 5, man, play the game certain games like Call of Duty. Play the new Call of Duty, which playing that as well. Play Dirt, or play even Astrobot, right? Games that really work that controller. And if you play, and I was noticing this today, if you play those games without any headphones and without any sound, you hear the mechanics of that freaking controller. You hear the thing clicking. You hear the rumble. That thing is like alive in your friggin' hands.
It works,
dude. That thing is put in. There's so much friggin' tech in there. You could hear the goddamn tech. Oh, and that was the other thing. That's right. I was playing, Nick, great, thank you. I played Sackboy's Adventures, man. I am just plugging away.
Another great game.
I played that with my son. After I went through the first few levels, we did it together, co-op. It is friggin' lit. It is friggin' so much fun.
The music is amazing.
Dude, the music, the puzzle aspects of it, the collectibles, the fact that you could you could just decorate your characters in all different ways and make old crazy outfits, and then the story aspect of it and the abilities we get. Like I have like a frying pan and like and then a nightstick or whatever, and I'm just like smacking people up with it. Man,
shout out to Nick. He said Maneater. Yeah, hey, Maneater is one of those games,
Maneater is pretty good too.
You start playing it, it's addictive, and you just want to be a shark. You just want to be a shark. Yeah, Maneater is kind of. I think it's a gem. It's one of those things that if you start playing it, it can be addictive. Yeah,
yes.
Main Eater is pretty cool.
Yeah, so but yeah, Sackboy, I know you've been playing. You play actually in 4-player Sackboy Adventure.
Yes, and I'm gonna tell you what, it is bananas.
Dude,
when you're
you
playing
can pick
with
up and throw people. You can jump on their heads,
throwing people off the map and smacking people in the face, and you're fighting because it becomes more competitive.
Yes, because I noticed that you like if you whoever collects the most of those bubbles at the end gets the photograph. And dude, it is hilarious, like fighting for the photograph, and like they can steal your trophy and bash you with it while you're taking a picture. Man, there have been so many funny photographs. Like my son was like, I'm like, let me pose, and I'm like trying to pose, and then you'll see the picture of him like smacking me with a frying pan, and that will be the picture that they take. But yeah, you're in competition to get the orbs, to get the money, so you can buy the different outfits from the store. And and then, oh look, Nick says his friend always photobombs him. Like, yeah, you can just like run in front of them right before the picture and stuff. But it's pretty hilarious.
I don't get photobombed. I get smacked if I play with my
Oh man, everybody gets smacked. I'm like there posing with my trophy, and then he smacked me, and I lost my trophy, and I was like posing without a trophy. I was like, what the hell? But man,
so you know what I've been spending money on lately, which is kind of funny. No, it's not funny, but it's just, I've been spending money, and everybody, should hear this. I've been spending money on stuff for my weapons. Cases. My wife's weapon.
Weapons for what? The games?
Oh no, my real weapons. My 40, my snap. 9mm. Yeah, so I just bought a couple of new
so
cases.
You've been going to firing cases.
Range. No firing range. And because ammo is so hard to find. Let me tell you how hard ammo is to find. You can go find usually. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you how
you gotta get the scavenger perk.
I honestly think that ammo, and I would say probably maybe less than a year, will become like as valuable as diamonds.
Oh Jesus.
Or as valuable. And the reason I'm gonna tell you why. A bullet is gonna start having so much value because a pack of I just give you a pack of 9mm ammo shouldn't cost you, for not even hollow points. We're just talking about regular full metal jacket, 50 freaking bullets. It shouldn't cost you no $35, $40. That's never what it should cost you. But now because it's scariest, you're spending $40 on a box of ammo.
Gotcha.
Sorry, my dog is out there. She's freaking out because somebody's
what I say is with the did the new wait, there were no new zombie modes or anything for Call of Duty, right?
Yes. Oh well, the new Call of Duty has. I haven't played the zombie mode yet.
You didn't do it yet? Oh, okay.
I have not. I heard it's so freaking good, but I haven't.
It is. I played it a couple times. I played it a few times with the Call of Duty.
Between me cleaning weapons and buying cases and finding ammo, I'm trying to find some 5.56 ammo now for my my DB. I have a DB. And it's a Diamondback.
It's cheaper to make your own bullets.
You know what? But I don't use reloaded ammo. And if I knew how to reload it, maybe. But I don't use reloaded ammo. Or recased ammo, as they say. I just it would be nice to find out.
Oh, you can't hear me? What happened? Did I hit? Oh, know what? Wait, I think we have technical difficulties. Hello?
Uh-oh.
Hello?
Wait,
can you guys hear me now? Okay. All right. I don't know if I had technical difficulties. But yeah. So anyway, let me just think of one last thing I was playing. What the hell? I was doing the I got NHL 21. I got that on sale. That one does not have any updates for the PlayStation 5. That is just the PlayStation 4 version. And but I plug away at it. I play online. That's like kind of like my background game if I'm listening to a podcast or something like that, and not focusing in on the story. Now, one question before we move on to the topic list.
Agree.
You didn't get the
I just
you weren't getting the Hitman.
No, go ahead. I'm listening.
Hitman.
Oh no, I'm not.
All right, because that comes out in 2 days.
Fan. I tell you something. My personal feeling about Hitman is it's as much as people like Hitman, I don't find the appeal to it.
Let me see if I have the.
Let me tell you this. The Hitman I'm seeing now it seems to me like that's the same Hitman I saw. Let me see if I can
put it up here. It's not one of our topics, but I definitely want. It's a game that's coming out. So,
Immortal Black.
Here's the I
agree, man. Life is fragile, but I think that if you have the ability,
can you see this?
And the right. to protect yourself, do it, man. That doesn't mean I'm going to take a life because I have the ability to.
Oh, here we go. You can see the Hitman.
I will try
Here's
my
a
best
Hitman
not
trail
to.
that came out. Let's see. So it's running in the background. But yeah, the new, they did some. It looks pretty good. It does get a PlayStation 5 update. It's one of those weird games, though, that it has a PlayStation VR support, but it's the PlayStation 4 version of VR.
Yeah, which that's the only part I'm interested in. Other than that, I'm not interested in the game
I'll probably
at all.
get sick if I did VR and Hitman. Like, I'm not a fan of like traditional games, first person perspective, and like using a controller. I just that kind of.
Are you a fan of the Hitman series though?
I like Hitman. I always played. I always liked the stealing people's stuff, but I never was a fan of the graphics of it, like the animations and stuff. Looked very like stiff.
It's something about it's like it's clunky.
It's clunky. It didn't look very natural. And still, even when it looked like better, like they got better versions of Hitman, it still had that same stiffness from the first, the first thing. Like you really are. I don't know.
It's one of those games you wanna. It's one of Hitman. It's one of those games like you want to love it, but you start playing, you're like, I just can't. You know how you get a game, you're like, man, this is supposed to be a beloved franchise, but for some reason, I just can't get into it.
Yeah,
it's like it's the same with me with Gears. I think Gears is a great game. I think it looks good. I like playing the stories, but I really haven't. I would say love the Gears since Gears 2, and I've never been a big multiplayer Gears fan. Like some people are huge fans of it, and I'm like, I don't see the appeal. I've tried it. I think it's very a shotgun game. It's very, I won't say it's generic. I'll just say for what Gears does, I think they haven't changed it up over the years. It's kind of like it's the same old same. It's like same old same. Like the only thing that's gotten better is the graphics, and it's kind of cheesy. Well, it's kind of like you're watching one of those.
This Hitman looks kind of the same. Like it looks like the same kind of stuff. Like that's a cutscene there.
But when you watch Hitman games, I'm telling you, man, I kind of feel like
anybody in the chat. I can't see the chat. Anybody hyped up for, because I'm sharing my screen. Anybody hyped up for the Hitman? Like, yeah, look, like he still has the.
They seem very similar.
Yeah.
Go back and watch the last Hitman that came out before this, and it looks the same. It just.
What the hell is this taking on? Because that does not look like the video.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, this. Oh yeah, this IGN with that trash ass like. I don't know.
Yeah, I just
Project
I don't know,
07. What the hell is this? Project 007. What do you mean 007?
Oh well, okay. Well, they're supposed to be making a 007 game, which
Oh, that's what they're making.
Am I interested in it? If it's a first person shooter, yes. If it's a third person game, no.
Like I think it's the set pieces though in Hitman. Like I think that's the
thing.
Because
my biggest fear is that IO is going to try to make a 007 game like they make Hitman, and I'm not going to be interested in it. Like I like James Bond 007 games for the most part, but damn man, we haven't had a good one.
The animation looks horrible
since.
Look,
I think the last good Bond
Look
game
how he's
was
moving.
Nightfire.
See?
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. Like, see, look. Like, you start the atrium lobby, you choose your gun.
You see how? It's something about the way they move in this game is very.
And then he doesn't get dressed anymore. Now he just like.
I'm gonna tell you what it is, Jazz.
He just like
this game. It's always been a PC game.
Like, this does not look next gen at all either.
It's always been a PC
game.
You
playing this on a Switch?
And I think this game is just being what it was designed for PC. I still don't think it just doesn't. It's not because it graphically can't do it. There's just too many. There's too much to do in this game, and it's really convoluted with a lot of button presses, and you can dump bodies. You can take this off a person. Man,
I like the dress mechanic.
I can't get into
I like how you could like take somebody's clothes and do that, but like I don't know.
But here's the other thing. I'm like, why does nobody see this barcode on the back of this man's head walking around the game the entire time? Like, I don't get it.
I don't know. Yeah, this is the
Somebody said that's a shiny head.
It is a shiny head. It would be funny if you had a QR code on the back of his head and you could use your phone and scan it. But
that would
otherwise,
be cool.
Like, see, like it does look at the same mechanics. First off, this Brian McCaffrey preview. I don't know where the hell this shit's from, but this looks like the
my
Switch.
Wife turned around. We're talking about it, and my wife turned around as I'm watching. She's like, "That looks like shit."
It does look like it
looks like shit.
Yeah, this is not look at this. Oh, he's throwing up. Look,
this
subdued.
Game does not look like it doesn't look like it's supposed to be this generation.
Well, yeah,
and it doesn't look good.
Look at this.
I don't think Hitman.
Look at this horrible animation. Oh my god, that was Frog. What the hell is this?
Look at that.
I thought about getting this game too, like just because like it's a new game.
I would wait on it.
Look at this
just
guy.
like the other Hitman.
Is that ray tracing?
It's gonna go down in price. I don't know what that is, man.
Dude, this looks. I gotta find out. Is he playing this on the Xbox One or the S? Because this doesn't.
No, that's the PC.
Oh, this is the PC. Oh,
that's the PC.
All right, warning sirens. Oh man, this does not look like a cop. This looks a little rough.
Not interested at all.
Yeah, all right. So let's not waste any more time on Hitman.
Somebody said Hitman Infinite. Oh my god.
Oh no, it's Craig. It's Hitman Craig.
Somebody said the barcode on the back of his head is a $1 Game Pass trial for in the back of Agent 47's head, you get a trial of Game Pass. Oh my god.
Who the hell said that?
Oh my god.
Who the hell said that? That's hilarious. Holy shit.
I really wouldn't be surprised if this game ends up in Game Pass because I don't think this game is gonna sell. I don't
Funny Cactus, that has gotta be
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That is the comment of the century. That is hilarious. The barcode on the back of his head's $1 Game Pass trial.
Pop a pack of Pop-Tarts.
Holy shit, that is hilarious.
Oh gosh. We'll probably talk about Game Pass at some point, man.
Oh, I'm sure.
I've heard some crazy stuff about Game Pass. But yeah.
Those graphics look kind of rough. That's a little.
Yeah, they're rough. But Jazz, I think all the Hitman games come out looking like that. Like they all
like they haven't changed. That's what I mean. Like they kept the same type of structure, but then they just put a new shiny coat of it on, and he's still the same weird animations.
They were like, "Hey, let's put some shellac on there. Let's put some stuff to make it look shiny."
Man, I was thinking about because I got GameStop credit, and I was like, "Oh, maybe I'll try it out and stuff." But you want to know what? It looks. Ugh. I'll have to see what the reviews say.
You know what? Even though Returnal is $69, $70, I think I'd rather play something that's new than to play something I know I'm probably not gonna like. With Returnal, I don't know if I'm gonna like it or not. I know I like House Marquee games; they're hard as crap. But if I'm gonna spend my money on something, I'm like, I think I'd rather get something that's new, a new IP. And if I don't like it, it's like, oh, okay. New IP, yes, not the best, but my whole thing is like, if I had to go Hitman or Returnal, I think I'd rather get Returnal. Hitman, I've never really enjoyed it.
And in another 2 weeks, we're getting the Destruction All Stars, which that'll be a blast.
Yeah,
it looks a blast.
And I think that's gonna be a blast.
Yeah, and the last thing I'm playing before I get into the thing, I said this before. I've started streaming Uncharted 3. I never played Uncharted 3. I played the first mission, but I never played through it. The weakest one's what people say, but you want to know what?
It's the weakest
one. Hey, man, for weakest one, I'm on chapter 9 or chapter 10 I'm on right now. And I've been streaming it, so we're going to see more of it. I'm going to stream more of it now because, when now that I got the faster internet, so I'm going to finish up the rest, but definitely, check out the stream. I'm going to be streaming it right here on this channel, and we're going to go do it. But, man, that spider section freaked me out. But, man, it is awesome.
Before we move on, it's something I am surprised because you brought up Uncharted. I'm surprised that and who knows what'll happen this year. I'm surprised that Sony and their first party IPs like the Uncharted collection, a lot of their first party IPs are just not getting that. Hey, here's our 64K upgrade mode. I'm surprised a lot of them aren't getting that. I figured they would have said, hey, we got all these IPs we can just go back and kind of do some tweaking on. Let them run 60 and let them run 4K. Especially like those games they remastered.
You're right, yeah.
I don't see why they can't run 4K 60. Just 4K 60. I'm not asking for ray tracing or anything crazy, different textures. Just a 4K 60, or just give me a 60 mode, and I'll be happy. But I don't see why they haven't done that. Maybe they do that, or maybe they just don't feel like it's important enough to go back to do because they're working on bigger projects, which I can kind of like understand. Who knows what they're working on? Maybe this is how they think. We're gonna announce stuff. By the time we announce this stuff, you're not even gonna care about that stuff that you played before. And that, I mean, that's a good thing. But it'd be interesting to see because we after playing Ghost of Tsushima and just seeing what that game can do, and I'm like, okay, where's the Last of Us 2 patch, which I expected to come. I'm just looking for some of their franchises that we played
to see what it is.
I see it. I can see it coming. I hope they don't do what I think they're gonna do and try to resell you a PS5 version, like oh, here's a Spider-Man remastered, and you have to buy it separately from the Spider-Man that you already played on PS4. Because
I
if
know
they're
what
gonna
I
do
do
that,
think. Like Saber Zero makes a point. It says touching up old games is
I
what
do not
Xbox
want to do
does.
that.
Sony focuses. Sony does focus on does not. I guess does not focus on that. It's not.
It's not their priority.
Yeah,
It's not,
I agree. I think the
I
only
agree.
one that they might do it with is Last of Us 2. I could see them putting like really doing like a remaster to Last of Us 2, similar to Spider-Man.
But my thing is, if they
and
come
charging
out
for
and they
it,
say
that's
here's a remaster and we're gonna fully charge that $69, they can go suck a dick. I'm not buying it over again. I think that game is sold too well to people.
To have people rebuy it again.
Yeah, to have people rebuy it. I mean,
or they repackage the remaster with the multiplayer.
I think the only reason
I can see that they repackage.
Now you know what though, I still wouldn't buy it. I still wouldn't be up for it. They better let me buy that multiplayer. I don't want to spend. I don't want to do.
I don't know.
I don't want to do what they did with Spider-Man. The only reason I say Spider-Man was kind of different because the Miles Morales game wasn't a full price, and then if you included the Spider-Man, it was the normal price of this generation's game, which I'm kind of like, okay.
Well, don't you think they could do that again with Last of Us 2? They could say the multiplayer is like $40 and $60
so what
for
do
the
they do?
remaster
What do they
and
do?
the multiplayer.
Do they repackage Last of Us 1 and 2 with the multiplayer?
Oh, now that might be good if they do 1 and 2 remastered. If they remaster 1. I don't know.
We're gonna remaster part 1. I don't still want that.
If they see they get all these games though, I just don't see them like going back and really doing that. Like if they didn't have a lot of games coming, like I can't see them going remaster everything again.
Right, and that's why I say I think the fact that they have so much coming is the reason they're like, we can do 1 or 2 games, but we don't really need to go back. And somebody made the point that they think that it's too much time, and there's way too much.
I'd rather make the multiplayer like incredible and make the next Uncharted game or the next Naughty Dog game versus going back and saying, hey, because you know what? Same thing with Spider-Man. Spider-Man looked great. I played probably about another 3 hours or so, but I played that game 3 times already. Like that was not. It was just a mess around game. Like I was not going to play it again because the graphics only go so far. You know what I mean? And if you played it through like twice, like to play it again and that was always my biggest problem with what Microsoft was trying to sell with the same games. It's like the same game, but at least Sony tried to remaster them, give like different, like make it look different. Different character and stuff like that, but and different like graphics. But Microsoft gives you the same game, just looks a little bit better. And that was like it's the same Gears. It's the same Gears 4, the same Gears 5. Like I beat that already. Why? Like, I don't want to beat it again now. Like this, unless there's nothing to do. But I'm not going to go through it again. And that's the same problem I had. Like if they do Last of Us 2 and redo it again, like. I don't know if I'm going to go through it again.
Well, see, you know what? I don't see them doing that. I think because the game is
actually, that's one of the topics, so we could cross that off. But you know what? Let's get to the topics.
It's so controversial, but
Microsoft did give you some Falconeer, Buck Rogers says. Immortal Black says, Frog, wait and see with Naughty Dog updated games. Plus, it takes away from development time. Like, exactly, Immortal. I liked what they did with Days Gone, and I like what they did with Ghost of Tsushima. Make it 4K it 60 frames, move on.
There you go.
You know what I mean? That's perfect. They don't have to add retextures and lighting systems and new animate. Just do 4K. Those games look incredible anyway. If they just did a 4K 60 frames in Last of Us 2 and move on, checkbox go. No remaster, no redoing it. Just that's it. You know what I mean? So, but I just know that multiplayer is sitting out there, though. That multiplayer is sitting out there.
Maybe that's the multiplayer game.
But that's actually it's one of our topics. So, with that,
who knows?
We're going to the grinds board. Here we go. And the grinds board. Here it is. I hit the wrong button. Hey, there it is. I hit the wrong one.
Nice.
Now we got the list. So, Frog, this is the first time you've seen the list. So, I know I put it in our chat there, but here we go. So, this is this week's grinds board. here. So we'll see what topics we're gonna take to get further discussion on the next segment. But for this segment, we're gonna do the rundown of kind of the quick things that here. If you had anything else to add to this thing, we can, because I just had some of these that I put together. So the first topic on the grinds board is the quick takes on this one. And chat, definitely participate. What Battlefield 6 was announced, and it's supposedly a reimagining of 3. Frog, what's your take on that one? Do we need to go back and see what the hell Battlefield 3 was?
Look, Battlefield 3 was a great game for what they showed, but it came out very broken, just like Battlefield 4 did. I'm interested because it's modern, but if it's just a reimagining of 3, and I don't know, like, I'm interested because it would make it modern, but on the flip side of it, I know how broken Battlefield 3 was. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that Frostbite engine, it goes but so far, and it kind of, I don't know. EA, I think they can make some. That Frostbite engine has the ability to do some great things.
This was one of the first games that used a Frostbite, right?
Yeah, it was Battlefield 3, if I'm not mistaken. Battlefield 3, and then like Burnout. I don't think every game needs to use the Frostbite engine, and I think that Battlefield 3, for what it was at the time it came out, there was a lot of hype behind it. I think the problem with Battlefield 3 is it was very, very glitchy, very buggy. It was a mess. Same with Battlefield 4. Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 came out, and both those games, it took almost a year to fix those games. They were a freaking, if you want to be honest, they were in the same debacle that the Halo Master Chief Collection was in. Took them a year to fix those games.
Let's get some gameplay here. I got some Battlefield 3 gameplay coming up here.
Do you know what? I don't know, man. Like, interested multiplayer wise.
Well, that means they're going modern, right?
Modern, yes, which I think would make it more interesting. That's a good thing. But now EA has to compete with, Call of Duty's, what's it called? Warzone. How can EA do that? Yes, because they have these big maps. But can they put a twist on it? What makes their Warzone different than, Activision's, Warzone? I do think that right now EA is in a position where they can, if this is going to be their first Battlefield coming out on our current gen systems.
Yes, and it's also coming on the older systems. That was the other thing that they announced.
That's the problem I'm having right there. They're going to have a problem, in my personal opinion, running this game on our last gen systems, competing with our current gen. I think that this is a game, and I think the only reason they're doing it is because they're like, we got too big of an install base. So it's smart for business, but also I think that oh man, I think you may see something like the game just runs. I think the game is going to run poorly on the last gen systems. I think it's going to run fine on our current gen. I think that's what's going to happen. And I just, sometimes when you hear stuff like that, I have a fear in my head. It's like, drop these last gen consoles with some games. Like, if it's something you're creating new, I guess IP wise, Battlefield's not new, but I think if you're gonna do something and drop the last gen, I know the install base isn't as big, but at some point you have to move on.
Yeah.
And I know business wise it makes sense to put this game everywhere as you possibly can, but if it's gonna hurt the game, why put it there? Or maybe, like I said, maybe they figure it out. Maybe, I just think that this Frostbite engine, it's not gonna bode well on our PS4s, PS4 Pros, Xbox S's, and whatever other Xboxes they have.
The Frostbite engine, first off, it's my take on this thing is that I'm glad they're going back to modern times.
Yes.
The fact that they're doing this.
I do
recall that Battlefield 3 was like one of the first ones to really have like destruction. Bad Company did, but Battlefield 3 was like, they did modern, they did destruction. I really think that is kind of the missing piece. Like, I think Battlefield could separate itself from Call of Duty if it really made like destruction better than Rainbow Six in a big, massive multiplayer game.
Yes.
I think that is the one thing that, physics and destruction are one things that I think that they have an opportunity for, because if they just say vehicles and buildings and tanks and, Call of Duty has been kind of doing the Battlefield for the last two years. The second thing is that also, Battlefield, they said, would also have a battle royale mode in it. That's another piece of news that they said for this. Which again, you got Warzone. You might have big team battle on Halo. Now this year, if this is coming out in the fall, you're gonna have Call of Duty, Halo, Battlefield. Oof. Where's everybody's time gonna go? You know, you got a free-to-play Halo. You're going to have Call of Duty with the Warzone, which is free-to-play, and more Call of Duty, you know, and everybody I don't know how many games they're going to pack into next year's Call of Duty. They're already shoved 2 years into it. Now, you're going to have Battlefield in there. Man, people only have so much time to do all these first-person shooters coming out. EA would have been smart. If I was somebody, I would have targeted a Battlefield or something for the spring. I would have said March, April, big Battlefield game.
This game doesn't need to be a holiday game.
No October,
no holiday,
November.
Yeah. But this needed to come out during the time of the year where you don't get your big shooters.
Yeah, I'm glad that they are going to the modern. However, they're going to have to really try to differentiate themselves because Call of Duty has now taken, while Battlefield was focusing on the past, Call of Duty has now taken the modern warfare genre and at that time period, and now even adding vehicles, even adding kind of big team battles. Call of Duty really now has become the all-in-one suite of first-person shooters. And, you know, they got the zombies mode, they got your campaign, they got your war zone, which is your battle royale, and they got your whole full-fledged multiplayer with a lot of creative modes and your traditional fighting and, you know, kill confirms and all those other ones. Plus, it is a tight-looking shooter, and it looks awesome. It doesn't look dated. And next year, last point, the third point, I guess, they're going to be going back to Modern Warfare's engine, which is not Treyarch's engine. So they're going to, that one, as we said, Treyarch looked good, but that one last year, the shooting,
I prefer the Modern Warfare.
That one
was,
I really liked it. And I can't wait to see the next gen version with that engine that they used, the Modern Warfare engine, with the ragdolling. Because I felt like when you shoot, the guys had weight. They like the anime. This one still felt like a traditional Call of Duty where they kind of have like their little weightless. Like that one was a heavy.
Let's just hope that two things that don't happen. First with Battlefield, let's just hope that great, they're going Modern Warfare. Let's hope they learn their lesson from all the microtransactions. Let's hope they learn from that, and let's hope that whatever their Warzone Battle Royale mode is going to be called, let's hope that pulls people in, because I think that helped Call of Duty really kind of stand up for itself, having this is free. Because everybody knows Activision is some greedy mother effers.
Yeah,
they don't
care.
Yeah. They could care. Let me tell you something. Activision could care less about anybody who buys Call of Duty each year. They don't care about their fans as much as they tell you.
Oh, it is a rumor. Sorry, Frog, to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
Immortal says it's a rumor that it's going to last gen consoles. Thank you, Immortal. Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Hopefully,
I just see the last text that said rumor.
I'm hoping it doesn't, because I want them to.
This whole thing's a rumor.
If we listen to the developers, I do believe the developers care, but I believe they have their hands tied because Activision is like, you're going to do this, you're going to do this. Activision is one of the greediest companies out there. They're super. I can't stand these guys, but
but they got it though, Frog. They made Call of Duty a friggin' suite of hitting every single pain point. You want arena style, you want big battles, you want vehicles, you want battle royale, you want campaign. Like,
and guess what,
They got it.
And guess what, Jess? That's why Activision doesn't have to produce anything else but Call of Duty. They don't have to publish or develop anything else but Call of Duty, because they know that's their moneymaker. As long as they keep making and pumping out a game every year, that's their moneymaker.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I feel so bad for the people who are diehard fans that I feel like they don't give you enough with the game. I feel like I've been playing Call of Duty since the inception of Call of Duty. Since Medal of Honor and Call of Duty teams have split, and then they made Call of Duty. I've been playing Call of Duty since the beginning. I can honestly tell you, like, I'm a huge fan of Call of Duty, but I think the Activision is super greedy. They don't give
I love Battlefield.
The fans
I love
backing
Battlefield, and I thought Battlefield was a better Call of Duty. I thought Battlefield looked always better than Call of Duty. I liked the big battles, but I didn't like what they did with the last Battlefields.
Everything you said, I agree with. I just like the gameplay.
Yes, Buddy Cactus says it right there.
Call of Duty feels smoother.
Yeah, I know. Buddy Cack says it right there. He goes, Battlefield died for me after Battlefield 1. That's right. After Battlefield 1, I just felt like the leveling up, the way they
I didn't care about it.
I did not. It looked great, but I just didn't feel it anymore. Like I was like, I didn't like the way they were going with it. Like it took forever to get into a game. The games lasted over an hour just to play one game.
You know what it is?
I remember it took an hour.
I'm gonna leave my point with this. What it is Battlefield tried to make themselves so different in Call of Duty. They made it was very confusing. Their menus are confusing. Yes. Everything they were, because I get the menus. I'm like, well, how do I level up? How do I? It's so confusing. Just make it. Who cares if you make it similar to Call of Duty, the upgrade system? At least people will understand it. Yes. That they're coming over from Call of Duty.
Yeah, Battlefield.
And I don't know.
I know.
I think my personal opinion is Call of Duty's ran Halo away. It ran Battlefield away. Call of Duty's killed a lot of the first-person franchise. When Halo used to be the big first-person shooter game, and once Call of Duty came out, nobody cares about. In a lot of sense,
they got it cornered.
Halo cannot. I don't think Halo will ever be the game it used to be because Call of Duty is just that big.
Shake a lot of Halo has a tall order, man. Especially first of all, I know it being free to play, which is I guess better, but I don't know how they're going to structure that as a free to play game because like they're going to like I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it. Are they going to limit game modes? Are they going to like I don't know how they're gonna make it like the fun Halo that it used to be. If it's gonna be,
you know how they do
get,
it.
Like, 3 modes and then they add more later. I don't
know.
How
they do it, Jez, is, and this I'm not even being funny, and a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh my God, such a." How they do it is that multiplayer needs to be as many places as it can. PlayStation, Switch.
That's what I
Xbox.
think. I think,
and you know why I say that? I'm gonna tell you why I say that.
Like Apex Legends.
If you really want to compete, you can't just release it on the Xbox and the PC because nobody will care. You know, it's the same with Sony.
Those are the people that were gonna buy it anyway. See, like it'll be cool to give it to the people that
you gotta release it everywhere. You gotta put it everywhere. I think
a year.
And talking
I'll
about
give it a year exclusive.
You have to say, okay, you know what? Maybe the Halo game won't, but the multiplayer will be everywhere.
That's what I think.
You got, and the reason I say that is because if you want to compete, you want people on your side. You got to take some of Call of Duty's share.
You got to compete with Call. They're gonna have Apex Legends, Fortnite's, Battlefields, and Call of Duty.
Let me tell you,
everywhere.
there are very few first-party titles that compete with. There are very few first-party titles that can compete with.
I agree.
As much as I hate to say it, Ubisoft games like Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty's. Very few of them. Nintendo games do it, and Sony games do it. And I hate to be that guy to say it. Microsoft's games don't do it anymore. You know,
unless they don't care, unless they figure that the people that are gonna give it to, they're gonna pay for the microtransactions, and that's how they make their money back. Like those rec packs, they made so much money in Halo 5. But you know what? It's been a long time since Halo 5, and the market and the Xbox framework has changed. They're focused on PC. They have really, you know, that loyal Halo 5 group that was around with the Xbox One. That was the last exclusive, really, console exclusive. Like it really, since Halo 5, Microsoft went PC and Kumbaya roasted marshmallows. So like, you're right. Like I don't know how Halo stands up to this big field of Call of Duty and stuff, and especially it's already targeted for a year for the holiday. You can't even say Halo. Like I would say Halo might had some, maybe get some legs being free to play, maybe come out in March, but they already tailored the thing for the end of this year. They already dug their grave, and that's the thing. Like they already said holiday of next year. It's like, oh, like you're going holiday. Like you had an opportunity to maybe I thought the multiplayer in the spring for Halo and the single player in the fall. So at least you get a jump on the Call of Duties and the Battlefields to try to get some of that mind share away. But you know what? Good luck to them. Say a prayer, because who knows what I still don't know what a free to play Halo looks like. I'm just thinking, man. Like, you know, if they compromise that thing for free to play, who the hell knows? But it's going to be going against Battlefield.
EA has an uphill battle too. And I think they just got to figure it out, man. They have to figure out what separates them from Call of Duty and what makes players want to gravitate.
Do. So these are
the big open world battles don't do it anymore. You can't just say, "Oh, I got a big open world. Look how big this world can be." Because Ubisoft does it every year with Assassin's Creed, and it's like, okay, this is a big empty open world of what? You know, what's interesting about it? You got to make your world interesting.
I know. Well, we'll see.
But
And maybe it'll have some campaign. Know your sound. What's up? And guys, hit that like button. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We got a lot of content coming. I got streams, Grinds My Gears show, and the Gaming Grindhouse. So definitely hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. We're trying to grow, get the subscribers. Let's see. Know Your Sound says, it's a flop with microtransactions still existing in it. Let's face it, the struggle is real. The struggle is real. Dominic says, Jez, I grew up in a military family and lived on a base, and I can say, hi, most guys in the military think Battlefield is more realistic and Call of Duty is more of an arcade. Frog, you in the military, what do you think?
Yeah. Battlefield is definitely more realistic.
It is. I'm not military, but I can tell you, I felt more realistic.
When I sit down and play Battlefield, it gives me a lot of PTSD. I gotta sometimes take a step back. It gives me really bad anxiety. Call of Duty can do that too. Battlefield definitely will give me anxiety if I have headsets on and everything. That
the sound in Battlefield is always incredible.
Yeah, I have to me and a couple of buddies of mine. We played in I can't remember which Battlefield it was, but. I want to say not the last. It probably was the last Battlefield we played, and man, my anxiety was just through. I said, man, I was sweating, and I was like, I got to take a break, man. My hands sweating, my face is sweating. They're like, damn, man, it's because it was just the sound was so real, and I was like, yeah, I can't do this right now. So Battlefield is a game I play in spurts. Whereas Call of Duty, I'm like, yeah, I can kind of just run around and have fun, and every once in a while, I get stressed out by something. But other than that. Battlefield will stress you.
The Battlefield is definitely You got to mind cover, move progress. There's snipers and stuff like that, and there people parachuting in and all that other stuff. Glenza has a question right before we get to the next topic. Can PUBG 2 have the same success as the first?
Nope.
I say nope. I say no.
I think PUBG the first one was successful to a certain extent, and it kind of faded away. And PC is where it's going to be known. Like, no.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Relax. You've been erased.
Fortnite has dominated that market.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Fortnite too is in that thing. So we'll see. And also too, like just the last thing, like Halo with microtransactions. It's like Fortnite has these crossover and stuff like that. Like I don't know if they have staying true to the IP. I don't know if they have that kind of flexibility in Halo to make cool skins and. All is going to be different versions of armor and stuff like that. Like, Fortnite has all these crazy-looking characters, like, really cool things. That really make you want to spend.
Fortnite is basically, if I had younger kids, it would be my younger kids, which I don't. But Fortnite will become... Fortnite will become my younger kids' Call of Duty. That today, Fortnite appeals to people like Call of Duty did back in the day because it's very... Now, to me, it's not a very appealing. I'm not into Fortnite, but... I could see me having grandchildren, and I think that they're gonna love Fortnite. I'm not necessarily am I gonna push it on them? I'll push games like Mario and all that for their first games. But what I'll say is, I think Fortnite will have a long-lasting appeal like a Call of Duty or like a Minecraft. I think it's like a Tetris. I think Fortnite will be around like one of those games.
Well, it's getting
it's here to stay.
All the popular kind of like it has the Marvel. It's becoming almost like a Smash Brothers of just like all your iconic like superheroes and they have like Walking Dead characters. Like it is basically just like a pop culture game.
That's why I say it's here to stay. You just don't.
But like they try to do that with Gears, right? They try to put Terminator.
Epic's not going to drop money if they can't afford it on some of these characters. They're making money hand over fist. And I look at games like Fortnite, and I say Fortnite is one of those games that it defined what this
like
last generation was.
Doing it, but
it's a Minecraft. Yeah. It's a Minecraft. It's when you talk about some of the biggest games, it's a Minecraft. It's a Call of Duty. It's one of those type of games you put in the categories like Tetris. Mario. If you're just talking about the existing franchise of Mario, not just one Mario game, but just Mario in itself, like it's here to stay and it's everywhere. It's a phenom, and it's very hard to strike lightning like that. I think Epic they struck lightning, and they were like, holy crap. Let's keep it going no matter what. And every, what's it called? Season pass or whatever they call it. It's gotten bigger and bigger and better. And they changed the world. And there's so much imagination. And I'm not a Fortnite fan, but I watch some of the stuff. There's so much imagination that goes into what we can do. Remember the whole black hole thing where the game
what I'm going to say with Fortnite, and I wish other games like maybe a PUBG or 2, Battle Royale lives and dies by the map. If you have the same, like the Fortnite map, I do have to say, watching it, it evolves. Like, they had a whole bunch of snow come in for December, and now it's receding back. And, like, the map evolves, and they add these
Yes,
cool
I'm sorry,
things and
capture lightning
parts
about.
of
That's what
other
I was
maps.
thinking.
Like, I do like how Call of Duty added maps. I did love that part. That Call of Duty added, like, maps of their older Black Ops games and put that into their Warzone, which was incredible. It was great because that was kind of like a Fortnite-ish stuff like that. But the thing is the evolution of maps and changing it and keeping it fresh, that is where a lot of these games drop off. Like, it's keeping, if you want to be a service and get people hooked, you cannot say, I'm going to play the same map for 2 months. 2 months is too long. You need, after the first month,
reinvent yourself.
You need something new. Boom. New abilities, new vehicles, new something. After the next couple of weeks, start teasing something else new. But people, these developers put these games out there and they go, oh, it's a service game. Oh, and then after a month of doing the same exact thing, they're like, oh, here's our next, in the next few months, you'll see more updates. No, it's too long. You lost everybody. You need to have, and yeah, that drought. Tudor says it here. Fortnite has so many weapons. They just released, my son was flipping out because they released the shotgun from like Terminator, where like he flips it around to reload it. The thing is that you need to keep it fresh. If you want to be a service, you need to do it. What I think a lot of devs do is that they say it's going to be a service, and then when they ship the game, they go, okay, now let's start making the content for the service. No, you got to have it lined up and ready to go. And you got to keep people hooked. And that's one of the things that I find that it does. It makes it fresh every time. And they're constantly changing stuff, adding new characters in addition to your season pass. They don't just say season pass, here are all your characters for the year. They drop in special ones and special abilities. And now they got YouTubers in there and all that stuff. Maybe Grinds My Gears will be in there and Frogs will be in that thing. But for the next topic, let's get to the juicy stuff. Sony's secret studio working on existing franchises. So, apparently... Frog, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I pulled my mic. But yeah, so Sony has a secret studio that is working on, the rumor is, existing franchises. So, obviously, Sony has tons of IP that they could be working on. They have a secret studio in San Diego and working on, so this is from WCCF Tech. Let me share my screen here. So, Frog, this is some background here. Sony's not so secret San Diego first-party studios working on existing franchises. Visual Arts appear to be working on expanded upon LinkedIn profile. You know that. Xbox fans hype up that LinkedIn. So it says here, a brand new all-star AAA action-adventure development team for PlayStation based in San Diego and is utilizing a proprietary engine technology, which probably is going to be what? What is the one that they use in everything? Gorilla's engine.
Decima
engine, which I'm sure that's what they're referring to expand upon existing franchises and craft all new stories for next generation gamers. So that's the job thing that they're looking for. A visual arts team. They're looking for a lead gameplay animator, for somebody to use a proprietary engine and expand on existing franchises. So really, that could be anything. That could be, in my opinion, I'm not going to hype this stuff. Obviously, Sony released a new console. They're going to have studios, and the studios are going to make games for their console. Whether I want to play those games, whether those games look like, whether they're entertaining, we don't know. So that's why, just like the Xbox camp, when they hype this stuff up, I just say we got to wait and see. But
I got a question. Do you think that this is what Alana Paris is? You know how Alana Paris is supposed to be. I think is she with Santa Monica or San Diego? I'm not for sure.
She went to Santa Monica. I think she went to Santa Monica.
Okay,
San Diego Studio is the one that makes the baseball game.
What does San Diego make?
They make the baseball game. That's called Multiplat.
Oh,
San Diego Studio. Yeah. So people are thinking that they're going to make the Uncharted franchise. So.
Maybe. I mean,
but San Diego
I know that
makes the baseball
Neil Druckmann wants to move on to his new sci-fi project that they have, but
who knows? Got so much stuff. I can't.
So is this a new? So is this a whole new where you
it's
say
a secret San Diego studio? So it's not the
Visual
San Diego
Arts.
Studio.
Is that the name of the studio?
No, they're looking for visual. Let me see. Is Visual Arts? No, there's no name for the studio.
Okay.
A lead gameplay animator. If you're, where's she work? Who's this lady work for? Talent acquisition lead at Xbox Game Studios. What? The hell was she? Oh, she moved over. What was she?
I don't know. I don't know what to say. We'll have to see.
See, look, she's like recruiting.
I can't speculate what's coming. If they're saying, "Hey, we're existing franchise," maybe they're making
PlayStation Visual Arts has a new game development team in partnership.
Siphon Filter, new Siphon Filter.
It says PlayStation Visual Arts. That's the name of it. I don't know. It could be anything. Anyway,
it could be anything. I mean, when they're talking about a
studios making games, no news there, right?
The thing is, Sony, like Nintendo, and even Microsoft's games, they have so many franchises that they can reboot and pull back out. You know, they have a hat, and I'm guessing they could just shake that hat up and just reach in there and pick one out, and just with a name of a franchise they want to bring back that they own. Who knows what it is? But we'll see. I'm interested now to see what they're gonna announce, but I think when they do announce it, it'll kind of be like, oh, this is coming from this studio, and 3 years, 4 years from now, we'll get it. That's what I think.
All right. Well, yeah, studios making games, Sony's making games. And speaking about studios making games, did you see the Project Mara video that came out today from Ninja Theory?
No, I did not.
All right, I will show that. They basically did the apartment. Here he is, right here. They did that. So I'll put the visual up here. So Dreadnought Diaries, a year later, Project Mara. He didn't talk anything about Hellblade 2, but remember the steps that we stole last year?
Right, from
they made them in the game. Yeah, so like the steps that this is remember that whole that video? Here it is.
Right.
And they're using the same actress from Hellblade. They're using the Melina Jurgens. And they got her walking around the studio. There she is. So she's walking around this apartment. So basically, they redid this whole apartment in the game, and they scanned all the objects in it. And this game supposedly takes place has in-engine footage of it. So they kind of scanned objects and got in the game. It looks friggin' awesome, but it's in-engine. And we don't know what the game is. Like it might be some first person kind of auditory experience, but there's their scanner. They scan objects in there and then they put them in the game. Looks impressive. They're probably using super powered PCs to show this stuff in engine, but actually to see what the game is. Right now it's an apartment simulator. Because they just scanned the whole apartment. Looks cool. But, it's been a year since we saw the steps, and to see the steps a year later without gameplay, what are we doing here? I just, I'm a little kind of like this, because the last update they had was a year ago on this Project Mara. That's when they released that, the guy talked about Project Mara being in an apartment. And, we'll see. It looks cool. Maybe I was getting PT vibes. Maybe let me get to the thing. He keeps showing these objects that they scan. So watch this. This was pretty cool. When they zoom in on these textures that they scan. Look at the rug. This is pretty crazy. Oh, zoom in on the rug. And then there, she's walking around. She's walking around this apartment. So I guess she's the camera. And they basically model this full apartment. But I could say, hey, you know what? If they have a horror game with first person and you're just in an apartment, remember the horror movie The Room, 1408 or whatever like that, with with Cusack and Samuel Jackson, and he's just in the room and just crazy things just start happening in the room and stuff. Might be good, but we'll see. It might be something interesting. But yeah, this is how they model the room. No gameplay, no release date, just in engine. Which it doesn't say in-game. It's nobody controlling a camera walking around. It's basically just in-engine renders of what they were able to do, which we know when we hear in-engine, it's in-engine. So that means it's in a game type of, it's in the game engine, but it's not the gameplay. So we'll just be careful. They showed some Halo in-engine, and then we got Craig. And the thing is that Craig, and then into our main topic with Cyberpunk, these things now, oh, look, there's dust in the corner. It's that's great. you know, this is really cool. This looks like, you know, if I was a real estate agent and I wanted to sell you this apartment. Here's the sink. First off, look at the frame rate, Jesus. But I don't even know what the hell's going on here. But here's the sink. Everybody hyped up for the sink. Yeah, it looks cool. I'm glad they're modeling sinks, and they showed out their vacation photos for Hellblade. Now they're showing their kitchen. Frog, I'm not lying. This is the kitchen. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna sit here and go, "Oh my God, look at the water, look at the dials." Am I gonna be able to turn those dials? Am I able to cook something? Like, yeah, this is great. Like, this is I would want this in virtual reality. You know, if I'm buying, you know what I mean? If I'm buying something, but it's like, it's interesting, and it's nice that supercomputers could do all these dust particles and do all this stuff. But like, is this gonna work on the Series S, and Xbox like One S? Like, what does that look like? Does it look like, you know, are those?
I don't know.
I don't know. Like,
what are they using this for? What?
It's a horror game.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. Like,
he's using a GoPro. See, this is. I don't know.
What do you mean?
Microsoft's paying them to go to lunch and take pictures of friggin' sinks. It's a lighting engine. They're gonna use this, so like, you know, it's the scanning and stuff. I think they said they're gonna use across all their things. Ninja Theory is great. She was awesome in Hellblade, so you know. Yeah. She's their photographer and stuff like that. She's awesome. So like,
yeah, great actress.
It's just that it's been a year. This hasn't been so. You know, it's because I look back and I was looking at. See, 11 months ago. Here's the teaser. So 11 months later, this was the teaser a year ago.
I think Ninja Theory is talented, but I'm just like, what is this? What is this going to be?
Well, that's the question. I remember, yeah. So this is a year ago. This is the tease of Project Mara. So
I don't remember this. Wow.
There's a shadow there.
When did they show this?
I'm gonna play the audio for everybody. Hold on. We'll put the audio going on here. Get an idea what it is.
Oh, I think I remember this with the whole stairwell. They said that the stairwell was from their office. Okay. But we just didn't. I don't know what this is. It's running on a series.
And then this is his talk about it.
And this is a philosophy that
there it is.
Smaller, focused teams can deliver impactful games whilst delivering breakthrough technology. And this is a philosophy that we're rolling out across the entire studio. And the teams on all of these new projects combined will still be smaller than that of a single typical AAA game.
Each game will attempt entirely new experiences that push art, design and technology into new areas. And each one will help lift the potential of the whole under one development umbrella. What we are building is a new model for development, which we call Dreadnought. And just as we did with Hellblade, we want you to join us for the whole development journey, come what may. We have a new calling, to be different, to take more creative risks, and help inspire others to do the same. So here are the new projects that will define us for the next few years, starting with the sequel to Hellblade.
So he says few years. So this was last year. So here's Hellblade, and then when he talked about Project Mara,
How madness and suffering shapes myths, gods, and religion. Our goal is to make an experience comparable to the epic myths and sagas of old. The team will be about twice the size of Hellblade's team, still very small by AAA standards, but aims to prove that small teams can achieve great things using procedural technologies and smart tools. And this next project is the Insight Project. The Insight Project is a rare example of artists, scientists, and mental health experts coming together to tackle one of the most pressing challenges of our time, mental suffering.
Okay,
to help on acknowledge gives us control of the person's
natural skills and
make the invisible visible.
the project will grow as a movement. Strategies to master
Where's Project Mars? Is this it? Yeah, here it is. This is all I hear what they said.
for a lot of people. The Inside project is a moonshot, but we hope to give players successful strategies to master their fears within an immersive game experience and give them the means to carry this over into everyday life. Along the way, we will be researching new control interfaces, the psychology of play, and explore the outer reaches of what games are capable of achieving. Which leads us to our next project, which we are announcing right here, right now.
And that's the one we just saw. Let's see what he has to say about it. Here we go.
Project Mara will be a real-world and grounded representation of true mental terror. It'll be based heavily on research, interviews, and first-hand accounts to recreate the horrors of the mind as accurately and believably as possible. At the heart of it is the character that drives it. The game only features one character and one location. It is an experimental project and a showcase of what could become a new immersive storytelling medium.
Being part of Xbox Game Studios.
That's pretty cool. I'm interested. We'll see. Again, hold your horses and wait. And it'll be in Game Pass, so all that extra, all that stuff, don't even subscribe and play. So, hey, and we'll see. Interesting. They sound very ambitious. I like Ninja Theory. I like what they did with Hellblade. So we will see. Yeah, that's what, you know what's funny? Tuda, he said that a lot of people were upset from today. Yo, what's up, Salty? How you doing? A lot of people were upset today because, you know, people saw that Project Mara update and they're like, Bleeding Edge, and they just abandoned that. Bleeding Ass is, I guess, not getting any more content, so they just said Project Mara, and here's the sink, and here is, and here's an apartment building. You know, put it up for sale on you know, the Home and Gardens Network, I guess. But it's impressive. But a year later, you think you'll see a little bit more? All right, man. You know, because now we're sitting on Frog, right? We're sitting on Hellblade 2 was shown 2 years ago. We haven't seen anything. We still haven't seen gameplay of Hellblade 2, and that was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, right? It went in the second. It was shown. No, this is the second year. So this holiday will be 2 years ago. So we're over a year ago. So we're going into that, and we got Hellblade 2. And then a year later, after Project Mars announced, we got the steps. Now we got the sink and the oven. So we'll see. You know, maybe next year we get the outside. I don't know. We'll see what's going on. But very nice. I'm glad they're putting Microsoft's money to good use. Those are some incredible sinks. Probably put them, you know, some sinks and oven models and dust in the corner. So yeah, like, I'd love to know what the game is, you know. Anyway, the next topic, another apartment simulator. It takes place in the apartment. Yes, next year we're gonna get the bacon and eggs and the silverware and the pots and pans. You know what? I would say, man, if that is, see, the thing is, Microsoft don't have VR. That would have been crazy, like, because they had some VR games where it's like The Room, where you just sit there and stuff just happens around you and changes, and you turn right, it's different than when you turn left. So that's pretty cool. But, you know, using a controller, you know, maybe it's like the PT demo, like maybe there's some hard jump scares and stuff like that. Very intrigued. Ninja Theory is probably the main studio, one of the studios that I'm excited about. Yeah, you know, but again, they're just experiences and experimental gameplay, so I wouldn't expect, you know, they're nice bite-sized little things that they're going to be doing. But you know, if people sitting there going Project Mara and then saying, well, we got Project Mara, you got God of War, or, you know, we got Project Mara, you got you know, PlayStation got Ratchet and Clank, and we got Project Mara. No, I wouldn't be putting that in any list like that. The tech is amazing. Their storytelling is pretty effective. Leave it at that and let them be who they're going to be. But, you know, get it off your lists. Yes. All right. It's going to be a cool experience, but dude, like, people just thought, just like Indiana Jones showed up on everybody's goddamn list now. But anyway, the next topic is a little bit of a rant with the PlayStation 5 party chat, and where is the goddamn external M.2 storage solution, Sony? Man, oh man, that PlayStation 5 party chat, Frog, hit it. What's up with that thing?
It's horrible. It's the way they have this party chat, you don't know if your friends are in chats, you don't know what chat, like there's like you got so many chats started. It's just damn ridiculous.
Yep.
Sony really needs to fix this. You know, before all we wanted just the notification of our friends coming online. That's what we wanted. And now they got it to where I know my friends come online. I know if they jump in the party chat, I don't need to know all that. I know you can turn that stuff off on the PS4, but I think coming to the PS5, excuse me, from the last update coming from PS4 to PS5, and they did this update with the party chats, it's been very difficult to tell when your friend is actually in a party chat or not, unless your friend knows how to go in there, make a party chat, knows what to name it. That's what I've done. I've made a party chat. I've named the party chat. I've invited. And here's the thing. You have to invite everybody you want to be in that party chat to be there. Oh, and if that person leaves the chat by
it creates another party.
Invite them. And then so now every time I get online, because they're already in that party chat, it lets them know, hey, hey, you went to this party chat. So now I have to join the same party chat each time. I don't know what they're thinking, or I'm so confused with this whole party chat system. What's up, Ravenflow? I just don't.
Yo, Salty.
The party chat. They made the party chat so complicated.
Like, it's nice once you're in it, but the problem is trying to find where your friends are, like what party chat channel you're in.
It's very confusing.
I've noticed that there's a headset when somebody's in the party chat. I'm just using somebody's coverage of what we're talking about here, because every time you send an invite to somebody to chat,
oh my god,
it creates a new party. So like Frog and I have a party, but then Frog, him, and another person, when we added some other person, that's another party.
Ridiculous.
Then he added somebody else, that's another party. And then if somebody leaves, it's like a different party. And the other thing is that people can invite you to the parties and to message groups when you don't even want to accept.
So one time I was invited to a party out of the blue with like 99 people in it, and I was like, I don't even know anybody. And there's like one person there I may know, and then they invite, and I'm like, this is bad. This
remove
the party chat system. Yeah, the party chat system is really broken in the sense of it's not as user friendly as it used to be, where you're like, oh, I came online. And you're like, oh, Frog's on. Or Jez is on. I want to invite him to party chat. And then we got an entire different party, and then everybody can come in. Nope. It's like, once I invite you to a party chat, it's not the main party chat that we started with all our friends. It's a whole different chat.
Yes.
And it's stupid.
And what's cool is, though, when you're in the party chat, though, you could share photos and all that other stuff and share screens to the whole party. The problem is trying to find who the hell's in it. That's the problem. Like when you come on,
it's very difficult.
Yeah. It is very difficult.
Very difficult, and I don't understand what they were thinking when they designed. Whoever designed this party chat,
they got to get off Twitter.
So freaking, I'm gonna tell you, they try to make it so cool and edgy, and it doesn't make sense. It's not cool. It's not edgy. It's not simple. It's not simple at all. From people moving from PS4 to PS5 are gonna be like, how do I work? It's very hard until you get used to it to navigate it, and then even once you get used to it. Like, I know how to make a party chat, but if I don't do it, I know how to make a party chat with the title and put the picture in there. But if you ask me right now how to do it, excuse me, I couldn't tell you. The reason I couldn't tell you is because it took me a while to learn it, and I don't do it all the time. So I always tell people, hey, there's one party chat here that if you know us, then you come into. Outside of that, I don't come into anybody else's party chat. I go into that same party chat time after time. This way when I'm in there?
I want to ask you, does it say, like, when you go into a party chat, does it say that I, like, went into a different party chat or anything? I joined the party chat? I went into a different voice channel?
No, so, like, say, for instance, when you invite me to a party chat separately, it will say, like, Jazz, hey, Jazz invited you into a party chat. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, let me make sure Jazz comes to the party chat. I'm already in with 9 other people. So that when I try to go invite you, because I've already invited you, you're there, but you're not highlighted anymore. So I can't re-invite you.
Yeah.
So now you have to sit there and be like, okay, why isn't Frog coming to my chat? And be like, oh, that's because Frog's in the main party chat. You see what I'm saying? You have to play guess.
I know.
Game.
And you're like, hey, I'm in this chat talking to these people. Yeah.
Right. Because there again, it's like, I don't know what indication it's. I know people that, oh, there's a headphones that say you in the chat.
I know.
It really
it's not reliable.
It's really complicated.
And there's a green dot when it says you're online because I got to go
down
to the
complicated,
friends list.
And I don't know why they made it so complicated.
Yeah.
It was so much easier just saying, here you create a party. I don't know why they just try to make it complicated. And I don't know
what they try to do with the party chats, it seems that they wanted to create like a Twitter DM, like a social group where you name the party chat and everybody just goes to that party.
It's not as easy as that.
It's not.
It's not.
No.
Still not as
because
easy
when
as
people
that.
leave,
it's still very confusing.
You're right. When people leave out of there, or people don't want to be part of it, then like it changes the whole thing. But you basically name a group and everybody just jumps into that group to chat. So it's like a Twitter DM and everybody shares media or shares screens and stuff like that. It's not
right. And that's why I created a group, and I was like, and then one time I deleted the group by accident. And I was the owner of the group, and when I deleted it, it deleted everybody, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so confusing."
They need to know what they need to do, Frog. They need to separate it out. They need to call it like gaming groups or gaming something, and then still have your traditional parties where I chat and stuff, but then also have your gaming group on the thing. But I do think that they try to create a Twitter DM or a talking group, a Facebook group.
Ravenflow is saying, I agree. You have to. It's an activity feed, and it should be treated like social media than a chat. I agree.
That's what it's like.
Because it's an activity, and that's what it needs to be treated like. But they're treating it like a chat, and that's the problem. I think the chat should be its own thing, and the activity feed needs to be something else. Like when you're in a chat, because and for all intents and purposes, it's like I might as well just do game chat because it's easier sometimes.
Sometimes just doing a game chat in there.
Yeah. And what I will say is. Some people think it's simple. I don't think it's that simple. I mean, did I learn it? Yes, I learned it. It didn't take that long, but I don't think it's as.
It's just a slight annoyance. It's not like. Plus, I do appreciate the capabilities.
It's just so much easier than the old system. When they updated, I was like, "What the hell is this?" Even when I had my PS4 behind my PS5, the party, I was like, "What the hell is this party chat doing?" It was still, you get used to something for so long. And you get they flip it a switch and they update it and they do something different. You're like, okay, I don't mind getting used to something that's new, but it's not that easy.
It's an extra step, and Ravenflow is right. Like it's
you say it's simple.
It's simple, but it's overcomplicated. And you're right, because the thing is that
there you go
from the main. And if I could try to get the stupid thing, like I wanted to see if I could grab it from the game base. The problem is that you can't just glance at the game stuff, and I don't think I could grab it here. I wish I had my PlayStation hooked up, but like when you go to the game base, the problem when you go to the thing, I click on it, it just shows me a list of all the parties, right? Parties and the problem is that the parties are not they're not current. It's just a list of parties that are there, and the thing is that it's hard to see from that game base of who's where. Like you got to go down below to see friends who's online. Now, if you click on the party, it will tell you who's in the party, and if they have a dot, that means they're online. But guess what? It doesn't mean they're in that voice channel. In the chat. They're not in the chat. So therefore, it's like I could join a party group and say, "Hey, I'm online and I'm in the party," but that doesn't mean that I could talk to you. You might just be online, so I'll have the little dot. So I do think that they need to fix it. They need to fine-tune it. I do like the capabilities where if you have a group, you could share media, you could take photographs with your phone and upload Twitter. Like you could do anything from the phone app with the thing. So it sort of like mimics your Twitter DMs and things like that, where like you could share media and you could share your screen with the whole party. You could and everybody could jump in and look at your screen. So you could basically have a small 16-person basically a Twitch stream, like a mini stream just to the people in the group. Like you don't need to go live on Twitch for people to see what you're playing. So the capabilities are cool, but to find out where your friends are and what they're and if you could chat with them, it is a little overcomplicated. The second part of this complaint is where the hell is that external drive compatibility list? And where the hell it's like I want to crack this thing open and add my 2 terabyte or 1 terabyte M.2 drive and call it a day so I could stop putting all these PlayStation 5 games onto that thing, because I am tired of just like deleting games, especially when you got games like NBA 2K that take up over 100 gigs. I
Oh my
deleted
God.
parts
So
of Call of Duty.
Cold War.
Yes, I deleted parts of Call of Duty, and basically because I was like, I finished the campaign, let's get rid of it. And I just want, where is that compatibility list? And the problem is that the longer they wait, the more demand this is going to be, because people are going to be getting their bigger libraries, and people are going to want that thing. And when they announce this list, that list is going to be another PlayStation 5. And that's the problem. And they need to start letting people stop buying where this external storage is, M.2 drives. Or, you know what? If you want to do the friggin' compatibility list, that's fine. Just make sure the drive works. I'll go buy an M.2 drive and see if it works. You know what I mean? Like, people will make their own Reddit post of like what works and what doesn't. But just make the drive work. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
the fact is they have it disabled. But hopefully they do a big yeah, exactly. Scalpers will buy up the storage. Dominic, don't even get us started with that. Holy shit, yeah. Don't even, yeah.
Now, whatever your name is, get ready for the big surprise.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think the
Bullshit.
storage problem is something they need to fix sooner than later.
They got to activate it, yeah.
We already, I think that people who own PS5, maybe the people who understand the tech, I don't think anybody's not expecting this stuff to be cheap. But what I would say is there has to be a solution to this sooner than later. Even if you say, hey, you can put 250 gigs or 500 gigs, 667 gigs is not enough storage space, especially when you've made a system backward compatible. Of course, I can use an external hard drive, but I will tell you, more times I've had problems with an external hard drive playing my PS4 games on my PS5 than I've had with just the base hard, where it's in there. When I play my PS4 games off my PS5, I of course you get a boost with loading, but I just seem like I don't have as many problems. Like I was playing Far Cry today off my external drive, and that game crashed to me, I think, like 3 times. And you're not to send a message to Sony, and I'm like, okay, what if I just download it to my PS5 hard drive?
Yeah.
And I did that and have no problems with it since then. And so I'm just like, I don't really want to use an external if I don't have to. I'm great, the options there, but as far as my PS5 library that's going to get bigger, I do play and delete games. Yep. But sometimes, when you got a terabyte, you're like, oh, I can squeeze that PlayStation 4
my
game.
gigabyte internet, I want to download these games. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to delete it and then be like, you want to, like if I deleted NBA, it's like, am I really going to say, well, once I delete it, and am I really going to sit there through 100 gigabytes and wait for it to install to play a game? Like, I'm going to really be like,
no.
You know what I mean? I'm going to be like, am I going to install it and wait? By the time that thing finishes installing, I'm going to move on to something else and be like, I don't feel like playing NBA, Or
you'll do what happened to me when I called Sony about my Mortal Kombat 11 issue. They'll tell you, well, download the PS4 version. Really? That's what I had somebody tell me when I called Sony.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat was giving Frogs an issue.
Mortal Kombat was giving me an issue. Couldn't play the Aftermath DLC. And this lady on the phone said, well, you got the PS4 and the PS5 version. Just download the PS4 version and play it. I said, that's not the point. I didn't buy a PS5 to play the PS4 version. I had the PS5 version, so why you telling me to download the PS4 version? Like that was her fix to the problem. Like,
yeah,
well, if you can't play the PS5 version, download the PS4 version. I'm like, what? That's not the answer.
And what it turned out to be was that the game, even though Frog downloaded the DLC, the expansion of Aftermath, the game wasn't detecting that he had the software. So what he had to do was delete it, boot up the game. The game said, oh, there's DLC waiting for you. Then he installed it, so the game recognized that you downloaded it. You couldn't download it.
And now every time I go to Mortal Kombat, it makes me, I have to delete that one Aftermath pack.
Oh, you got to keep doing it?
Yes, I have to keep doing it. It's something within the game that's wrong.
No shit.
And I'm just like, you know what? I just deleted the game. I said it's not even worth it. It's not even worth it. I just can't.
Get your mother, please.
There's so many other games I want to play. So there is a problem with the storage. I think they know it. At Microsoft, yes, they had that external little card thing.
The memory chip.
Yeah, and I think that's cool. And it's expensive, but my whole thing is at least they had something at launch. Sony has nothing, and I think that they need to come with some source of something. Even if they say, here's 250 or 500 gigs, something needs to give. They need to give. There needs to be some give. I would accept 500 gigs at this point,
Exactly.
That's how kind of.
Well, they just need to turn the drive on so that we could do it.
End of story.
Yeah.
You
Maybe that drive can use more things than we know, and they're like, oh, can only use this. This, maybe it can really use the other stuff in there. Maybe they're just like, we don't want to let them know it can, and we're trying to make something that's proprietary to it, which I don't see that happening. But who knows?
Put up PlayStation 5 games on the thing. That's what
Sony's always had this problem. They had this problem with the PS. Remember with the PS4, they had this problem last generation.
Well, yeah, they didn't have they didn't have a lot of features.
They didn't have external hard drive support at day one, and so I mean, I get it. They don't need to reinvent the wheel, but come on now.
Like, come on, the drive is there, do the storage. And one last thing before and in fact, is this a related topic, and not really related, but I think it's related. I took off the sides of my PlayStation and added those stickers that came, those ones that I shouted out last week. Dude, yo, what's up, Lincoln Clay? How you doing, man? But yeah, like those stickers, yo, they're pretty awesome. They're $8. I had the show on last week.
How do they work? They work pretty good.
Yeah, they work great. Like, and it was the first time taking off those side panels, and I saw the M.2 slot there. And hey, I'm gonna give everybody a tip: how to take off the panels of the PlayStation when you decide to, is put it on the table with the bottom of the, like, how it would be, like, with the bottom of the PlayStation facing you and the PlayStation logo on the side, on the upper left-hand side, like that kind of view, and grab the top, lift just a little bit. You don't want to snap it because that's all afraid, and use your body at the bottom of the table and then just kind of tug it down towards your chest. That way you won't pull, because this is what happened to me. My first one, I lifted it and just pulled it down, and the friggin' white plastic put a couple of little streaks on the black plastic underneath it. In the
that will happen, yes.
So I suggest that you use your body to kind of brace it. You lift it a tab and then you just pull it down. They're basically like a bunch of plastic kind of picks that are just like they're in a slot and you just want to pull them down. But yeah, it could be a little scary at first because you think don't pull from the wing and just lift up because you'll snap it. Don't do that. You want to lift a little and just pull it down towards the bottom of the console, and it'll come right off, and it's pretty slick. And once that thing came off, I'm like, oh man, where are the new panels? Like, man, I can't wait for like the custom consoles. Like, they're gonna be so cool. And the fact that we could just replace the panels, man, it's gonna save me from buying like $400, $500 consoles if I could just buy $25 panels for the side of my PlayStation. I can't wait to see where they go with this. Like, I think, as gamers, we think so far ahead into the games and all the capabilities of the machine, and we're only like 2 months into the generation. But the potential is there. We'll see what happens. The next topic, real quick, my Indiana Drake series. All the talk about Indiana Jones last week. Dun, 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 dun. I know my sound clip, so I'll sing it. Indiana Jones, Indiana Drake. Yeah, I've been playing Uncharted 3. I've been streaming it. I will be finishing up that stream here on this channel. But man, oh man, if Indiana Jones is a third-person game, which who knows, in 4 years, 3 years, whenever the hell it comes out, it has a lot to live up to if it's going to compete with the likes of Indiana Drake. Maybe the whipping action or the whip will probably be better, you know what I mean? Because that's the one thing that Drake don't have is the whip in 3. But man, all I gotta say is that's my first time playing through Uncharted 3. I'm playing through it. The story, the characters, the animations, the set pieces. Yeah. Good luck, Indiana Jones. Dr. Jones. But Indiana Drake, I will be finishing that up. But yeah, oh my goodness. I tell you, Uncharted 3, they said that was the bad one. And I'm playing it, I'm like, this is incredible. And screw spiders. I do not like spiders. So
Stop it! Who are you?
I don't like the spiders.
No, I'm not a spider person either. That's probably one thing I just don't like. I deal with snakes and
I'm not a fan. Those spiders are chasing me, man. I was freaking out, man. They were all coming at me. I used the fire.
What I say is this, shout out to Dave Jaffe. Even though, I think Dave Jaffe sometimes has, his issues. He said exactly what I said. So obviously,
yes, you did say that. So yeah, you bring up Indiana Drake's.
He said the same thing. Like, that Indiana Jones is not relevant. I don't know who wants this, and I don't know who greenlit this. He said basically what I said. Like, I don't know who this is gonna
put that cookie down.
And lo and behold, it comes out and it's a first-person Indiana Jones game. I don't know what it'll do to the market. I think that people you know, and I'm taking this from Jaffe. This is the one part I'll say that he said, 30 and below, they don't care about this. 30 and above, maybe above 30, maybe to some extent. They're like, oh, I know. But like he said, you got 100-something-year-old having, and Harrison Ford is not that old. He's like in his 70s. But you got, you know, basically, you got Harrison Ford running around. He's old as crap. Like, who does this appeal to?
That's the problem, Frog. Like we were saying it last week. Like, are they going to model Harrison Ford? Are they going to use his voice? Are they going to use a sound clip from him? Or is it going to be first person and they're going to use somebody totally different? Or they're going to, I don't know. But guess what, Frog? We're going to be a lot older when we decide this stuff. So, like, to talk about it now, you know what?
Look,
I think it's going to be multi-plat day one in Game Pass. 4 years from now.
5 years
See ya.
from now, I'll be hitting another age bracket, right? A whole other age bracket. And what I'll say is this.
Yes.
I'm interested in Indiana Jones. But my kids really,
I know.
Through me, they know who Indy is. But other than that, they really don't care about. Like, do you think my kids who are 18 right now, at my youngest to 24, care about an Indiana Jones game? They're like, I don't care about that.
Yeah.
They don't care.
And they'll piss off Indiana Jones fans if it's a first-person game too. So
who is this game really for? You know, that's what I always wonder. Who is it for? Number one,
I think it's for LucasArts, dude. I think it's for LucasArts.
Well, it's like Ubi. It's like LucasArts. I kind of feel like it's right now because Ubisoft's making a game. You got this company over making it. I think they're just shopping around to see who's going to make the best version of whatever game they make and say, you know what? Okay, you're the studio that makes the games from now on for us. I kind of feel like they're doing that because maybe they're looking at what's happened with Spider-Man. They're like, hey, with the success of Spider-Man, maybe we can find that one developer that could really get out here and make our Star Wars and our Indiana Jones and all of our properties great again.
It was a marketing thing for their Lucas Studios. Like, I just think that it was an announcement of Lucas Studios. They had a couple of IPs they were sitting on, and now they're kind of back in gaming, and they wanted to have a couple of games and IP that they were announcing that they're working on. And I think that's all it is.
When I heard an indie game was coming, I was like, who's this for? That was my whole thing. Who is this really for?
It's gonna be somebody. It's gonna be old for somebody who's 2-3 years older from now. So we'll see when that comes out. Indiana Jones. Is it gonna be exclusive? We talked about it last week. I just think it's gonna be day one Game Pass and multi-plat. Now into the main topic. Well, we're gonna try to get this one. A couple of things with this one, but this is kind of the big one that we're gonna really cover was Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh my God.
These guys don't want to shut up, and guess who got him? Jason Schreier. He came out with the fork and knife and the goddamn bib, and he went up Cyberpunk's ass, and he wrote a story. And what a story he told. And I tell you what, Jason Schreier, when he comes sniffing up that ass, you better watch out because he's going to find out your bullshit.
I'll say this. I'm not the biggest Jason Schreier fan, but what I'll say is
he comes sniffing that ass. He's sniffing.
I respect his journalism when he writes stuff, and it I think he does do his he does take his time to prepare and write what he does his research. That's what I respect him for. Personally, I'm just not a big fan of him personally, but as far as what he does, I like what he does. I really
Sweetie pie.
So,
he's coming.
I don't know if that makes sense.
So we're going to take this topic and we're going to go to the grinds board because you want to know what? We've been cyber slapped, but you know what? This has not been the first time. So with that, to the grinds table. Cyberpunk, cyber slapped, 2077. So, it's time. What's up, Rainbow? So, we're taking Cyberpunk to the grinds table this week because you know what? When you get slapped 2,077 times, damn, you better speak up. Because Cyberpunk, man, going from a freaking god-tiered studio in people's eyes to now being just a disgrace, a lie, So the biggest thing that came out from Jason Schreier when he came around sniffing that ass, that the demo that they showed at E3 2018, and I'll get it up right here, but the demo that they showed was what they wanted it to freaking be. It wasn't even real. Goodness gracious. I tell you, I'm going to have it up here because that E3 demo of 2018 was what they wanted. And they started working on this thing in 2016, I believe, right, Frog? That what the Jason Schreier had a whole bunch of stuff. I encourage you to read it. And anyway, here it is. Look where it was shown. Oh, the biggest stage ever. It was shown at Xbox's Phil Ness-capade. Cyberpunk 2077. Right in the middle of Phil Ness talking. Xbox, you know what? So this demo apparently was not real. This is a target demo of what they wanted the game to be. A lot of these things were just created just for this show. And yeah, it's some horse shit. And this hasn't been the first time that I heard about E3 demos, and I got a couple of examples of those. But, this has really been a horror show. And actually, it's so horrible that the game is actually $30 right now in all markets, all stores, Best Buys, GameStop. It's $30 right now. And a next-gen update is not coming until the end of this year. And I saw some article that was talking about goddamn multiplayer. God, I can't even hit this thing fast enough. Where the hell is it? Where the hell is it?
Stop it!
Arnold.
No shit. Bullshit. 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 Bullshit.
Who are you?
Bullshit.
I've got news for you. You're mine now. You belong to me.
Bullshit.
Yeah. This is all
bullshit. Stop it!
Arnold is going bonkers right now. Can't hit these buttons fast enough as son of a bitch. And it says, for a limited time, Cyberpunk is on sale. So, just as for your information, if you start seeing people sitting in chairs advertising the game before we see goddamn gameplay, warning sign number 1. And the other thing that's kind of interesting is how many influencers talking about how they played the game and they saw it. Don't worry about it. It's awesome. You want to know what? They probably showed them on the Super N PCs. They didn't show them on the consoles. And the thing is that a lot of these influencers are probably primarily PC gamers, so they were hyped up for their rigs. This situation was a friggin' disgrace. And they manipulated everybody. And they thought they were goddamn rock stars because of The Witcher 3. And that was actually one of their quotes from Jason Schreier's thing. They said, hey, it worked in Witcher 3. We made Witcher 3. Like, they would convince themselves. Like, we defied the odds with Witcher 3. We could do this. And apparently, they drank the Kool-Aid. Now, apparently, right here, the developers, I'm not going to fault the people that worked all those hours and did this stuff. It was the marketing team. They focused more on the marketing of this thing. And the demo was part of that marketing. Remember, one of the biggest highlights of the last E3 that we went to in 2019 was what? Frog, do you remember? The lies of the demo in 2018, Cyberpunk. What did they do in 2019 to reassure us the game was quality and it was going to live up to the hype, Frog? What did they do in 2019? Yet again, on the Phil Ness stage of stages. And actually, this event was so big, it got one of the Microsoft stars of the Microsoft studio thing that is in E3. The Microsoft, whatever the hell it is. What do they call it? The friggin' Xbox Square or whatever the hell they call it? This event in 2019 for Cyberpunk ensured the quality and that they were meeting their demo that they lied the year before. What was that event in 2019 on Xbox's stage, the only show in town? What was the biggest thing that happened? Let's see. Anybody, chat, anybody, do you remember? Frog, are you still there or am I unmuted? Holy crap, was people hearing me? Am I talking? I hear my mic.
I hear you.
All right,
I'm
good.
just
I
dealing
just
with
want to make
something
sure
right
I
now.
was talking. But do you remember what that was in 2019 on Microsoft stage? What was the thing that ensured the quality was coming in Cyberpunk? Nick has it. Breathtaking. Goddamn Keanu Reeves on stage was the big event in 2019, you son of a bitch. Again, they showed Keanu Reeves in the game. That was the big deal. And I'm going to tell you this from the Grinds table. And Phil Ness wore a t-shirt, that's right. I'm going to tell you this from the Grinds table right now. All right. And I hate to say this, but if you don't see a game and there's questions about this game, and then all of a sudden they talk about putting a celebrity in the game, you better hit the warning sign. All right? That should be going off in your head. If I don't see the game, but you're talking about what celebrities are in it, there's a warning. What's up, Ryan? Example number 1. Quantum Break. They had a generic dude. We didn't see the game. And then Sean Ashmore gets pulled out somebody's ass and gets put in Quantum Break. It's all right game. But again, Sean Ashmore's in it. Case in point, number 2. Crackdown 3. Game looks like shit. What's going on? Oh, but guess what? Terry Crews is in it. Oh, Terry Crews? There you go. That's case number 2. Case number 3, Cyberpunk. Here's a bunch of chairs. Here's some yellow chairs. Exclusives don't matter. All this other horse shit. What happens? Keanu Reeves comes out. Doesn't know what the hell to say. Says you're breathtaking. Gets a star on the Xbox Square. And it's a memory for all of E3. Phil is happy. It's so shallow. Keanu Reeves says you're breathtaking. It's a wonderful star. And you know what? I don't know. I don't know if the grinders understand. Wait a second. I don't know. Maybe they think I'm crazy, Frog. I don't know. Maybe they think that I'm crazy, saying stuff.
Yeah.
Wait a second. I think the grinders don't understand what I'm talking about here.
Okay, but let me tell you, the feeling of being there, of walking the streets of the future, is really going to be breathtaking. You're breathtaking. You're all breathtaking. All right.
Phil is breathtaking, bitch.
I got to finish this.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, that became a star. What the fuck? Star, like a Hollywood star. Let's see where this thing is. Wait a second. Where is it? In I don't know. Let's see. I think like Walk of Fame or something. What the hell they call it? Yeah, see guys, here it is. Xbox Plaza. Thank you. Nobody corrected me on that goddamn thing. Xbox Plaza. So we have things in there. We got Xbox One. Here we go. Where is it? We got the Xbox One X. No, Keanu's awesome. I love Keanu, but the fact that was the big deal of a gaming show, that's a problem. And if they talk about actors. Xbox One X 2017, we got that one on the gaming show. And we also got the 1 million gamer. So is that Rand? I think Rand got in there. In 2014, I think. So that one of those Xbox stars in the Xbox Plaza is the You're Breathtaking. Heaven forbid it be a game. But yeah. Anyway, that was the big deal for Cyberpunk in 2019 after they showed that fake demo. You know, which is another reason why be careful when they announce actors or celebrities are in the game before you see more of the game. So please, a word of advice. So anyway, and oh wait, there was somebody else. Wait, I go back to the chat. I think somebody said, Cyberfilmness. What was it? Wait, somebody said something here. Wait a second. I thought somebody said there was another one. Let's see. There was, who was it? Oh, DeFloyd said, yo, what's up, DeFloyd? He says Best Buy denied him a refund, and then end the email, and said the email was from his fake. Dude, I thought that was hilarious. That yellow like email. I'm gonna go with a Twitter post. I'm gonna use my return. Oh my god, the way they handle it has been just a friggin' fiasco. But you want to know what? This hasn't been the first time. Oh yeah, there it is. Ryan says it right there. Vin Diesel in Arc 2. Yes! We didn't play Arc 2 yet, but Vin Diesel's in it.
You just made the list!
Yep. I agree.
You just made the list.
Add that one to the list. I agree, Ryan. That's spooky. And yeah, well, guess what? It's an Xbox exclusive, man. Xbox. Nah, keep an eye on that, man. That's some weird stuff. But yes, that's a perfect example. No gameplay, but you tell me the celebrity's in it. Just like it's like the Vin Diesel's other banger hit. The Fast and the Furious mobile game that came to all consoles. Yes, remember that one. So, just to kind of revisit stuff, this is not the first time the E3 there was a demo that people didn't that wasn't real, or people had questions about whether it was real. And I don't know if you remember this one, but I guess the Sony guys will remember this. Let me see, where is it? Dude, remember this one? Remember the controversy this started? Ooh. Remember this? The Killzone 2 demo. Sony said it was real gameplay. And it turned out to be that it was a pre-rendered video of it. But they did actually show some gameplay of it, and it was close. Not as like this, but I remember them saying that this was gameplay. They would not say what this was, and it turned out to be a video. They did get pretty close, Buck. I do have to say. They did get pretty close, but I remember this thing, and it probably doesn't look as great than what I thought. I'm like looking at it, I'm like, I couldn't believe this thing. Like, as soon as I saw the fire, I was like, holy crap. Yo, look at that, he gets hooked. This was insane. Killzone 2, baby. But actually, just to go back on and to go visit that. So here, somebody actually did a comparison of it. you know, of what was shown in that demo versus what they actually got in the retail PlayStation 3 game. And yeah, pretty close. Pretty close. But it wasn't the fact that they didn't live up to it. The fact is that they said that was gameplay, and it was really just a video of a pre-rendered video of it. But yeah, they did get pretty close to it. Like, you know, looking at the comparison between the two of them. Now, there was another demo that was a lie. Can anybody guess what game that was? It was a demo that was created for, well, it wasn't a downgrade, because we could just go any Ubisoft conference right now and say it was a downgrade. The Ubisoft conference is a downgrade. But there was a game where a demo was created for E3, which that happens, but it wasn't in the game. Does anybody remember what game that was? It's a test. A grinds test. No Man's Sky? That's not one. That's the one. Crackdown 3? Think bigger. Bigger. Watchdog was a downgrade, but there was a demo that did not show, that was created for E3, and then they came out a couple years later and said, yeah, that was just made for E3. So many, the coon, yo. So, well, this is the one that I remembered. This is the one because I remembered looking for this. Remember New Mabosa?
It took 2 in the nose, then dropped into the atmosphere.
Who was first contact?
405th out of Diego Garcia.
They stopped production on Halo 2 to make this demo just for E3, but this was never in the demo. This was never in the final game. This was never meant to be in the final game. They took some parts of it.
Recommend mission abort.
Roger, recon.
But the infamous, to me, this was the infamous New Mabosa mission in Halo 2. This was incredible at E3.
Tactical Marine.
E3 2003. Yeah, what Halo 2 was going to be.
We'll need to deal with them before we can kill that cruiser.
But this one stood out to me because this was the one where it lands. I remember playing Halo 2 and going, where's this mission? And it wasn't until a few years later where they said that this was never meant to be in the game.
Go, go, go!
Pre-Craig.
I'll evac the wounded. Keep me posted, Cortana.
Of course, Sergeant.
Sir, Corporal Perez, A Company, CP.
It is a developer tradition. But this demo was created purposely for that.
Come on, come on, come on. No tags.
Hang 2 units, zone A.
Yeah, man, 2003, crazy.
I'm calling it. It's 1900. The lieutenant got hit as soon as we dropped in.
Who's in charge now, Corporal?
Sergeant Banks, ma'am. He's pinned down up front. Come on,
People were talking about why don't they add this mission into the Master Chief Collection. But the main thing was that this was supposed to be created to kind of show the dual wielding, the mounting of like the vehicles, like taking over the vehicle and stuff. But this never was the game, never in the game. And actually, we're gonna fast forward a little bit to the vehicle part. Yeah, I remember that one. He was just like destroying people on the chain gun.
Hearthstone's right.
Yeah, let's fast forward to it. Yeah, here's the dual wielding. And then when he gets on the car, this part. You remember this from Halo 2? Nope.
That better buff out. You won't let me drive?
This is the OG Xbox, the first one. It's come out.
Come on, who's for more?
A phantom.
Hang on.
Where's the part where that? Yeah, here it is. Wait, this one. Look at this. Oh, the guy the guy mounted into the ghost? There we go. And then it cuts to the cutscene. Yeah, so this level never was in Halo 2. And it was made for the E3 2003. Oh.
Chief.
Hang on.
The brutes. They were introducing the brutes. Look at that brute. Tell me that. Does that look like Craig?
All we need to...
Look at that friggin' brute. Look at that. He got some hair on him. Look at that. It does, right? Look at that brute. The other one looked like he wanted to roast marshmallows with you. Damn. Get him, Chief. Here they come. And he grabs the, what is he? He grabs the, yep. There he goes. Pew. The good old days. Aw, it ended. Never mind. But anyway, yeah, so here it is. Halo 2 E3 demo was smoke and mirrors. Bungie had to scrap the whole engine afterwards. Werewolf Craig. So, yeah, Bungie admitted to Eurogamer that the Halo 2 E3 2030 presentation was a fanciful snapshot of the game could be recreated, but the game could never be recreated on Xbox hardware. The graphics engine that was shown at E3 2003 driving around the Earth City, that entire graphics engine had to be thrown away because it could never ship. You can never ship a game on the Xbox with it. Engineer said of Halo, Chris Butcher of Billy Butcher, lead on Halo 2. Though putting ourselves through hell, we were able to do a 5-minute demo of it, but after we came back from E3, we had to admit that this graphics engine was never going to work. It was never going to support the kind of environments that are really important for a Halo game. So we literally scrapped the entire graphics engine and started from scratch. And it says, we're building that, so they couldn't do it. But they built that. And I remember them talking about how they had to stop production to build that thing. So, E3, this is why a lot of people say about E3, and they say, like, the challenges of it, that, if you have to have a gameplay demo ready and things like that. But you know what? This is something been going on, and maybe now with this whole kind of gradually feeding us these videos, they could show the games when they want to with the internet, and rather than doing this whole big stage show and having a trailer ready for E3, because it kind of forced people to kind of stop development and develop something that's playable for E3 and be disruptive to the game development when they're trying to target for the end of the year. So, I definitely heard those kind of things. And, similarly, Jason Schreier's article was over here saying this stuff, and basically, saying that fans and journalists were wowed by the Cyberpunk 27, just to bring it back to Cyberpunk. It's fun throwing back. But Yeah, they didn't realize that after E3. Yeah, sure. So back to Cyberpunk. What they didn't know was the demo was almost entirely fake. It's hard for a game show. It's hard for a trade show game demo not to be a test of the vision or vertical slice 2 years before the game ships, but that doesn't mean it's fake. Compare the demo with the game. Look at the Dundam scene, the car chase, or many things. But people reading your article may not know that this is the games that are not made in a linear fashion. So like these are the comments to Jason Schreider's article. And this guy was writing about, had some thoughts and stuff like that, because Jason writes the article, and I encourage you to read it, about all the different things that they've been through, 13-hour days, and putting together this demo that really was just a vision, a slice, or something like that. But what's interesting is that they basically said, there was going to be a third person in it. Then they scrapped that and it was going to go first person. There's been a lot of problems with this game. And this game was a victim of marketing first, game development second, at least for the head people there. It was about using people's goodwill from The Witcher and those DLCs and the value of the game and the DLCs and what they created with The Witcher 3. And he says this here, Anthem's developers talked about BioWare magic, an unwavering belief that with hard work and crunch, there are games that could come together. CD Projekt Red was similar. When asked about unrealistic deadlines, directors would say they'll be fine. They made The Witcher 3 after all. And, the marketing team was so glamored by their success with The Witcher 3 and the good faith of the gamers that they thought that it would just work itself out, and unfortunately it didn't. And I say this all the time, that gamer mindshare is definitely something that is earned, and gamer respect is something that is earned. It's the same thing that goes with any passionate fan base. They'll live and die for you if they believe that you're doing what you can do as a fan. But as soon as you kind of betray them, they will be your worst enemy. And Cyberpunk devs and CD Projekt Red are seeing this the hard way. And, I could relate a little bit like this because, the things that, I was a diehard Xbox fan and I was trusting them and everything, and they just screwed me over time and time again, and now just did not come up with the games. And now I'm just their worst enemy, because I'm worse than what a Sony fan would, because Sony really don't know what the ins and outs are, and it does distraught me. It makes me distraught, like, to think that I bought into all their hype and was a fan for all those years, and then for them just to kind of just like not deliver and give us this kind of hokey dokey stuff and dollar bill Phil. It's just like, don't cheapen my hobby. And that's what I seem that they want to do. They want to cheapen the hobby. They want to make it about subscriptions. They want to make it about the casuals, put it on phones and all that other stuff. And I just feel that that's a discredit to the gaming industry, where the other aspect is Sony's trying to go the other way, making games more cinematic, making games that could be rivaling movies. The things that we always wished games would be, better than movies that we can interact with. Experiences that we have, like, you see the investment in the characters and stuff, where you look at Uncharted. I was playing the Uncharted 3, and the character building and the animations and the emotion, and it carries in a lot of their other games, and that is something that's very unique about their games. And, you gain respect of the multiple releases, multiple tries. If you keep trying, gamers will be there for you. But if you abandon them, they're going to be your worst enemy. And mindshare is a hard thing to earn. It took Microsoft years, over a decade, to become relevant in console gaming and not look like just a PC, some sort of like Office operating system to be there, just to be, hey, we do Office, we could do games, we do Word, we do PowerPoint, we could do games. It took time for them to gain the respect from Nintendo, Sony, and Sega fans, the primary console gaming platforms. to really be taken seriously. Games like Halo 2, like things like Xbox Live, like things like getting Grand Theft Auto day and date, getting Final Fantasy day and date. These things took time, took years. It took a long time to gain that respect. And then to abandon that and think that you could just go shop around your brand to anybody with a goddamn Android phone, you're losing that mind share. Nintendo's scooping it up, Sony's scooping it up. And you're losing that core audience. And CD Projekt Red is in the same case. They had that, they try to go on good faith. And now they're the laughing stock of the gaming industry when they were the most revered. People were honored to sit in those goddamn yellow chairs and go on their YouTube channels. They were on, Cyberpunk chairs. I got to test out the game. Hyped beyond belief. And look what happened. The thing is that it's a big question now when you look at games and you don't see gameplay and you just see a logo and you know they're trying to show you in engines and you know and this, it takes a lot to show gameplay. And what am I gonna play? And it's hard, and it's easy nowadays to just show a trailer, show some in-engine or theory concept and stuff. Not saying that can't get you hyped, but you can't just start capping for it when you don't know what the hell it is. Case in point, we just did this last week with Indiana Jones. You know, we just did this with Indiana Jones. Oh, yeah, put it on the list. The list. You don't even know what the hell it is. It's Indiana Jones list. We got on Uncharted. Who? You put it on the list. You don't know what the hell the game is. It's interesting. Move over. Years are coming out with it. Project Mario. Oh, look at the oven. Look at the sink. The power of the Xbox. First off, that's not on a goddamn Xbox. That's why when a Sony or a Nintendo shows a game, hey, here's God of War, you have an idea what it is because you played the first one and the quality of that one, or what that was. These other games, we don't know. The Fables, Project Mars, Hellblade 2, we kind of have the idea, so that one I'm hyped for. But some of these other things are big question marks. Indiana Jones. You know? Dominic says, the one thing I remember a buddy of mine said about Uncharted is how much disposable scenery there is. You run and gun so much detailed stuff without much than a second look. Yeah, I can see that. There's a lot of extra scenery. You know, for case in point, and just while I was playing 3, you know, that castle scene. There was so much stuff going on outside of that castle, but you only working on that castle. And you're in it most of the time. And it's also Bethesda, right? The Crew 1985, yeah, exactly. That's right, Buddy Cactus. I totally agree. Bring back demos. Give people vertical slices of the game. I agree. Or time trials. You know, I think that's another reason why Metacritic gets so much like publicity and Metacritic is so essential to gamers or what it's reviewing as. You want to know why? Because there's no goddamn demo for me to determine whether I want to play this game or not. I think every friggin' game should have about a 15-minute or 25-minute or 30-minute time trial. You could download the game and play it for 30 minutes, and then at the end it says, do you want to buy? They got the play tape to do it, and it's EA does it with all their sports games, all their games with EA Access. They do a 10-hour trial. Maybe 10 hours is too long. Make it a 2. I remember Titanfall 2, they only made like a 2-hour trial or 1-hour trial. Just give us a 1-hour trial, a 30-minute trial, 40-minute trial. Now, the one challenge though with that is that some gamers, they might front load the game and make it look incredible, and then after you go to get level 2, you're just doing the same thing and it's boring as hell. So now they finesse you. You gotta watch. But you know, the thing is,
I'm still here.
Frog's still there. I thought he went to sleep.
Yeah, I'm still here. Just had a big family emergency.
Oh, sorry, man. Well, you could go, we're gonna wrap this up. Well, sorry, man. Oh, man. Sorry about that. But yeah, what I was just saying is just the whole, just the whole thing with like, what Cyberpunk lost and gamers' respect and talking about demos and like, people don't get to try out
definitely
games
lost
anymore.
The respect.
And
then, I don't blame it on the developers. I blame it on the people who want to push it out the door.
Yeah.
I think from what I played, I think that I saw potential in Cyberpunk. I think that you have people who are greedy out there. This world is greedy, and these corporations they don't care about the consumer at the end of the day. They just care about the bottom dollar. Hey, is my house payment getting paid? You need to push this game out there. Is my mansion getting paid? Because these guys, they're in the top tier bracket. These investors, they don't care.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, do they want this to be successful? Yeah, because it can make them more money. But the reality is, once they invest in it, they want their money back. And I just, wow.
But with that though, I do have to say, we're gonna, we've been going for 2 hours. I want to thank everybody for coming out here to the Grinds table and the gaming Grindhouse, and thank Frog and stuff for coming out. I don't have any gear things this week, and I know you just had an emergency thing, so we'll wrap this up. I want to thank all the grinders. Thank you for coming out, guys. Hit that like button on the way out, and share this video out. We hit an awesome, about 400 people watching the last show, so please, keep hitting, sharing this video out. We're gonna be back next week on Monday at 8:30. This is our time. And I want to thank everybody for the support and for all the interaction and chat and stuff. And Frogs, tell them where they can find you.
Yeah, you guys. I'm sorry. You guys can find me at Frog's Dreams on Twitter and Frog and Pepper on PlayStation. Yeah, I'm sorry I wasn't really attentive. Just to let you guys know.
Man, no problem, man.
My last year was hard for me. A lot of people passed, and I know, we still have this COVID thing going on, and a lot of people passed in my family last year, not just from COVID, but other things too, just natural causes, but a lot of it from COVID.
Yep.
And then today, while we were streaming, filming, my Yorkie Titan, my male Yorkie, he officially just passed away in my wife's arms.
Oh no!
We've been fighting a battle with him.
I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's my buddy, man.
Oh man,
it just hurts because he's only 3 years old. He's like a little baby to us.
God.
And I have 5 dogs, but he's the runt and just such a hyper and good boy, and man, just a friend. And I tell you, man, it hurts to see him be so small and so helpless and defenseless. And I had to get off the mic because I was trying to do some rescue. I was trying to resuscitate him, and I couldn't.
So sorry,
and I couldn't
man.
resuscitate him. So yeah, he's officially passed. I know last year I said that I thought he passed, but it's like he made it through that last year.
And
he came back, and he's tough, man. He's a tough little guy.
Oh man.
And I think that he had vestibular disease, and he was fighting it, man. It's kind of like a really bad form of vertigo for humans.
Oh my God, I'm so
and
sorry,
I think,
man.
And I think he eventually just had a stroke just now, while we were live streaming. And I think the stroke took him out. And I think so. My whole family's going through it. I'm going through it. It's hard.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I know. I love my dog. It's just it's the worst thing in the world. It's yeah.
And I tell you, a lot of people don't understand it because they just look at dogs as just they're just dogs, but they're much more than that. As a veteran, and serving for 20 years, being deployed and all that stuff, I've seen a lot of death, man. Let me tell you, I've taken a lot of life with my own hands, and I've seen death by other people's hands, and death is not something that comes easy. But the death of a loved one that is close to you, or it's different.
Yeah.
And as big as and bad as a man as I am, it hurts my heart. It crushes my heart. I feel angry. I'm upset. I'm hurt. There's so many emotions running through me. I just can't even explain it. And man,
so sorry, man.
It's rough, man. It's rough because I think at the end of the day, when I look at how
they can't talk to you.
Yeah, they can't tell you. They're like children.
I know.
And,
It's like
and
you see, it's horrible.
And I'm gonna tell you, the craziest thing is as no matter how old I get, I have like my service dog, my German Shepherd, and I have my poodle, my other Yorkie, his sister. But I tell you, man, like he was just a fighter. He kept fighting every day. I was just running with him like a couple of days ago, and I was like, man, he's so strong. And then like I saw him going into this mode. I was like, okay, he's going back into. And I'm at a point in my life, man.
Yeah, I remember you told me like,
man, I thought he was gone. I thought he was gone, and he bounced back. But he's officially his heart's not beating. He's not breathing. And I tried, man.
You gonna try it? No, we can't.
No, he's gone, and we didn't because the vet just wanted to put him to sleep. And what I said is that's not. I said how I deal with things is you don't take a human being, you don't take a person and say, hey,
totally,
you know what?
agree,
Since you got cancer, let's go ahead and shoot something in your veins, put you to sleep.
I know.
We don't do that.
Hardest,
we don't,
exactly.
and I know he wasn't in pain. I know he wasn't struggling like that. He just, he was like kind of like in a sense a disabled child that you have who was going through something. And at any point, let me tell you, man, I've seen, and I've worked on children that had an underlying condition. With them, and I've done chest compressions on children that had passed in my arms. I've done chest compressions on the biggest men, the smallest women. I've done it all, and maybe not all, but what I'll say is I've seen enough of it, and you get to a point where you're like, man, I just get tired of seeing the good things in my life no longer be here and be taken away from me. And I know death is supposed to come. But he's just my dog was so young. He had so much life.
Yeah, you're right. You're 3 years old. Like,
and it's, oh man, it kills me because I'm sitting
so
here
sorry
like,
for you, man. Prayers out to you, condolences. I'm real sorry. Everybody's saying that in the chat too. Thank you again.
I appreciate it.
I want you to talk to Robert because if I'm here, the best thing to do is talk about it. Because I remember when my dog passed, and like all I did was wanted to talk about it because it's just the saddest thing.
Man, it's hard.
They can't say anything to you, and it's just so It's just it's the helplessness they feel because it's like they can't tell you what hurts and what the decision is. Like, are they okay with it? You don't know. They're in pain. It's so hard.
So I think all I'm gonna do is we're just gonna take them. We're gonna clean them really good, clean all of his body fluids off and wash him really good. We're gonna put him in his little kennel, wrap him in his blanket, and then let him rest there for the night. Even though he's deceased, and then tomorrow evening we'll probably bury him with our avocado tree. It just hurts, man, because he fought and he fought and he fought, and
I remember
brought so much joy to you.
You're like, we're at the vet. They said he and you thought he stopped breathing in your wife's arms, and then all of a sudden he's like, he's back, and he was running around. All he had to do was poop, I think you said, right? He went to the bathroom, and then he went to the bathroom, and he's running all over the house.
He went to the bathroom, and he was Now
I remember you told me that.
I think, I'm pretty sure that he did have a stroke, man. I know what agonal breathing is. If most people don't know, I was in the medical field. I was a nurse. Most of my military career, actually all of my military career, but it just it hurts, man. And shoot, man, I just I don't know what else to say, man. It's just my emotions all over the place. When my grandmother died, my emotions were freaking through the roof. And this is just my pet. I don't want anybody to have to go through not only a grandmother or a grandfather or a pet. I don't want anybody to have to deal with the passing of this so sudden. But it can.
Prayers out to you, and thank you everybody. The somber end to the show, but I want to, it's
there
life,
you go,
know
Coon,
what
man.
I mean?
There you go. You can have a crappy day, and you come home, your pets are just happy to see. They're happy that
exactly.
They're just so happy, man. As many, let me tell you, as many evil and bad people are in the world, and the stuff we see and the people do to people, humans do to humans, man. I mean, a pet will just love you unconditionally, man. They will just get up in your arms and just make you feel great about yourself.
Like, they know when you're not feeling
well.
They
know.
They know. Yeah. When my wife was sick, like the dog would just not leave. Like, he did not want to eat.
Yeah.
Like, he just stayed up there and just, like, you know, even when I like, my back pulled my back out. Like, he knew that there was something up.
Man,
and he
I'm
just,
telling you,
like,
they just something. The pets are just, especially dogs. I can't really say I had cats before, but
yeah, I
especially
never had a
dogs.
cat.
I know. Yeah, I've had a cat before, and cats are the same way. But dogs, man, there's something about a dog, and I just say, man, you know, no matter what, it just once you build a bond with them, man, it's a bond you can't break. It's different than, you know, and I know some people will say, oh, you know, you shouldn't get so tied up as a pet, but you
Yeah, they're part of
raise
your
that.
family.
Man, I raised this dude from he was born. I
Yeah,
watched him
they're
just,
part of your
you know,
family. You can't just
yeah,
like
he's
dismiss them as just animals.
what you
They're part
mean,
of your family, and you know.
a bag.
But anyway,
Yeah,
I'm gonna stop the stream. Thank you again, everybody. I appreciate, you know, the condolences and stuff, and sorry again to Frogs.
Yeah,
and,
I really do
you know, he
appreciate that.
appreciates it. And
I didn't want to say it on live stream, but I was like, you know
hey, you
what?
know
I might
what?
as well
Nah,
say
man,
it
we
because
got
everybody's gonna find out.
we got an awesome group of people that come check us out and stuff, and you know, they're you know, this is real life, you know what I mean, and this and it's good to
Yeah,
talk it out, and you know, like, you know, whatever it could do to help, you know, it's tough because
yeah,
you don't want
man.
to
It
sit there
just,
and belabor
man,
it,
it's so
but
hard.
I thank you again,
Um,
everybody, for the condolences, and you know, he definitely, I
man.
just wanted to talk it out, and you know, I want you know, thank you again, Frogs.
Yeah,
You didn't have
you
to
know, and
stay
I'm gonna
on. I knew you
interrupt with the
came
show,
back.
man.
I was
No,
like, Frogs is
it's
like,
no
you know
biggie,
what,
man.
it's
Like
fine.
I just it was like I kind of my wife said she kind of felt like I
No,
was just
man,
going
don't
through it,
worry
man.
about it.
So
You don't have to worry. It's
yeah,
no problem, man. No problem. But yeah, thank you again,
you wrapping me in
and
a
for
blanket.
sharing, and I want to thank everybody. Yeah, I know this pandemic.
Mm.
My neighbors and stuff, like, they passed away. Like, it was horrible stories. Like, you know, just stay safe,
Man,
everybody out there. You know,
I'm telling you, man, it's
just
crazy. It's
stay
a crazy
safe.
year.
Take care of your
Not only is it a
families,
crazy
and
year, man, take care of your family, take care of
just
yourself.
yeah. Number one,
That's
like,
why I
this
said,
is the
even though
thing with your
I
families.
have
Yeah.
the ability to take a human life, I prefer not to. That is not why I own weapons. I own weapons to really protect myself and my
Mm-hmm.
family members and those around me. I don't ever want to have to take a human being's life. That's the last option if I can avoid it. But it's an unfortunate thing that sometimes you have to put yourself in a situation because I always think about, you know, just certain things. So
Anyway,
we'll see.
well, thank you again, everybody. I'm gonna end the stream, so we're gonna wrap up. But check us out next week on Monday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yep, hit that like button on the way out. Again, you know, it was a good show, but you know, a sad ending, and you know, condolences. And we'll be back next week, and check out the channel for more streaming, and also, you know, maybe if someone grinds my gears, maybe I'll do a quick show or so. But thank you again, everybody. Hit that like button, and we'll be back
Thanks
next
everybody.
week. See you later, grinders.